Welcome back inside historic Bosse Field after a 3-game road trip. The Otters are back here in Evansville, Indiana. This is the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and the Home Team Network. I'm Raleigh Angel alongside my partner, Lucas Macklin. Lucas, you're able to take the road trip down to Mississippi with this Otters team, and you seem like, or at least you act like, this team is primed for success moving forward.
Yeah, there were some close games, especially games 2 and 3, both lost by 1 run. Ended up getting closed out by the closer over there in Mississippi, but this team was really close. You saw some really, really good performances from the bullpen, and you saw a lot of guys hit the ball really hard, and it really felt like this team is like really close to just putting it together and getting some wins.
Coming into this one, the Otters 3-6, Schaumburg 7-3. Schaumburg coming into this series as one of the best offenses in the Frontier League. They are averaging 7 runs a game through their first 10. I mean, this is a team to where you come in, you expect to get punched in the mouth a little bit, you just have to respond.
Yeah, it's a fantastic lineup for Schaumburg. It's going to be a tough challenge here, especially for some of the pitchers, but we've seen some really, really good starts, especially from Braden Scott, Parker Brahms, and John Beamer. All of them have pitched really well, so those are the 3 starters for this week, and it's going to be a good test of those guys. And obviously, like I said, saw some really good performances out of the bullpen. There were some moments that didn't go as well, but especially guys like Yohan Gonzalez, who went 6 up, 6 down. Alex Valdez continues to look really good. The bullpen has a lot of really good arms, and alongside really good starts that we've seen from these starters, it's a big test here for the Otters, but I'm excited to see what they can do.
And offensively, it seems like the same theme has persisted all year, and that's stranding runners on base, not being able to capitalize when you have opportunities. And we saw that over this past weekend.
Yeah, specifically in Game 3, they stranded 12 runners on base, stranded the bases loaded once, stranded a couple of runners, and stranded a runner in every single inning from the second inning on. You had runners on, just weren't able to get them in. But again, it's a good sign when you're getting those runners on. Putting them on for those guys to get those hits is very important. It's not like this team is just being completely shut down, although we did see some of that in Game 2. But even then, 6 innings, no hits, drew some walks, but they were able to break through. Pavin Park's triple, the JT Benson hit, they were able to break through and make it a close game. So, like I said, there's a lot of talent on this team. They're poised to break out, and really excited to see what they can do this week against a couple of really good teams.
Divisionally, we take a look at where the Otters stand. Lake Erie in the Central Division is currently on top at 6-2. Evansville in third place at 3-6, 3.5 games back. Obviously, in May, you can't win a division, but you can lose a division. I don't think we're anywhere close to that point right now, but it for sure seems like Evansville has to get a run going, especially the way Lake Erie has started this year.
Yeah, it's been a good start from Lake Erie. Washington has put some wins together, so it's going to be close. But the Otters are only 3.5 games down. It's still very early. It's very much still within reach. It's about putting some wins together, and not even just winning a bunch of games in a row, but winning series, going out and winning series. If they can manage to take 2 of 3 against Schaumburg, and then 2 of 3 against Lake Erie, that will be a huge step in the right direction for this team. Like I said, really, really looking like they're really close to putting it together. You see guys like Pavin Parks hit the ball hard all weekend. He got credited with a triple, a base hit, walked a few times. LJ Jones hit the ball hard all weekend. Like, a lot of guys hit the ball really hard. A lot of times it just happened to go right to where their defense was at. And as you go throughout the season, you expect some of those to start falling within gaps. And like I said, once this team can really put it together, I feel like they can go out there and beat some of these teams like Schaumburg and like Lake Erie.
Now, one of the things that might hold them back a little bit offensively, David Mindom is out. He suffered an injury in a collision down the first base line and against Mississippi, and he is not in the lineup today. Playing at first for him is Raymond Gill, but he is a guy that you want in the lineup day in and day out. He does such a good job of getting on base and even found a bit of power over the past couple games that he had played.
Yeah, that's one that's going to hurt. You saw him run into that wall, and at first it was tough to tell how severe it was, but obviously going to be out indefinitely for now, and we'll see how long, just on the 7-day IL currently. But that's a guy that's going to be a huge hole to fill, but you have a lot of players in this team, and I think for the Otters it's about rallying around that and really coming together as a team, filling that void and picking up the slack that will be lost there. But there is enough talent to really show that they can bounce back from an injury like that and put some wins on the board.
Now, with that loss comes a new face. Ty Krittenberger getting a start tonight as the DH. He was activated, and this will be his first game as an Evansville Otter in 2025. Krittenberger, what do you expect to see from him?
He's a guy that obviously he's playing DH, so he won't be in the outfield, but he's a guy who's very fast. He can steal bases. He can get on base. Had a 338 OBP with Schaumburg last year in a limited action. Spent 3 seasons at Western Kentucky before going to the big Kentucky in the ICC. So he's a guy with a lot of talent. While he was at Western Kentucky, he had a 379 OBP. He had 9 home runs, walked 55 times, and stole 32 bases. So he's a guy that kind of similar to a guy like JT Benson. When he gets on base, he's going to be a threat to steal, and he's going to do a good job at getting on base and putting pressure on the pitcher whenever he is there.
Remember, you are listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and the Home Team Network. Speaking of the Home Team Network is the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this season. Check out Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game in 2025. When we come back, it'll be National Anthem and then game time. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America's freedom, those who now protect it, and pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice with the singing of our national anthem this evening performed by Otter Bells, Brooklyn, and Ava.
Stripes and bright stars, through the
next game ball is delivered to you by Papa John's.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Historic Bossy Field. Time for baseball again here in Evansville, Indiana. Your Evansville Otters 3-6 coming into this one, playing the Schaumburg Boomers, who are second in their West Division, only behind Gateway. They are 7-3. I'm Riley Angel alongside my partner, Lucas Macklin. Lucas, on the bump here for the Otters. Braden Scott, last outing, did a very good job against Three Rivers.
Yeah, did a great job, really keeping the Otters in that game. So far in the season, he's at a 2.53 ERA and 10 2/3 innings pitched. Did a good job. Only walked a couple in that game after walking 4 in his first start. And still did a good job with striking out batters as well. So he's a guy that consistently will keep you in games and will go really well for you. He might struggle with command here and there, but overall, he's a guy you love to have on the mound for you. He is the ace of this rotation for a reason. And so getting him to start here against a very good Schaumburg team is going to be fun to watch and really good here for the Otters.
He will face a lineup that looks like this. Alec Craig leading off, playing a shortstop. Bryn Spillane is the right fielder, batting second. Andrew Suika is center field, batting third. Christian Fedko batting fourth. He will be playing third base. Batting sixth, Anthony Calarco. He is DHing, former Evansville Otter. He is currently leading the Frontier League in RBI. Banks Tully is the left fielder, batting seventh. Batting eighth, Kyle Fitzgerald, Will Prater, and then Satchel Norman rounding it out. The defense behind Braden Scott here in this one, in left field, Keenan Taylor. Center field, Graham Brown. In right field, L.J. Jones. Third base is Paven Parks. Alay Camo manning shortstop, as he has done most of this season. J.J. Cruz at second. Raymond Gill at first. And then the battery mate for Braden Scott is Justin Felix. A reminder that pitcher-catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. Here comes Alec Craig, shortstop, batting .308. OPS at 870 for the Schaumburg Boomers team. Schaumburg, as mentioned in the Papa John's pregame show, one of the top 3 offenses in the league. The first pitch. Up and in, ball 1. Right on schedule at 6:35, 87 miles per hour on the first pitch from Scott. 1 ball, no strikes to the count. The big left-hander kicks and fires. Taken for a strike, outer half. Scott standing on the far third base side of the rubber, facing the left-handed batter in Alec Craig. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count, top 1, no score, nobody gone. The pitch, never mind, time called. Alec Craig wanting a minute to think about it. Pretty nice evening for baseball here in this one. Dodged some rain earlier as the 1-1 pitch to Craig from Scott is swung on and missed. 1-2. 79 degrees at game time, wind 12 miles per hour, crosswind from right to left field. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Ugly swing from Alec Craig. Braden Scott looking good early.
That was a great off-speed pitch that obviously caught Alec Craig unexpected there.
Brings up Bryn Spillane. Later on tonight, might have some rain pass through around 8 o'clock, so see if the fast-working Braden Scott can get us through a bunch of innings before we get to that point. First pitch now to Spillane. Swung on and missed, blew it by him, 0-1. Spillane, 2 homers, 8 RBI. 2 doubles as well for him, an OPS of 970 for the right fielder. Right-handed bat. No balls, 1 strike, the count. Here it is. Swung on and missed, 0-2.
Yeah, and you can see right now, pitching around 88, 89, but that's still plenty quick enough to blow it by some of these hitters. Doing a great job. It really, even though it may not be the fastest pitch, it still looks at a point where, they're way behind these fastballs.
0-2 offering from Scott. Looks into Felix. Agrees and fires. Breaker got him looking nasty from Braden Scott. 2 strikeouts quickly.
And that pitch was center cut. And when you leave it right there, can be dangerous, but if you're going to full hitter like that, it doesn't matter.
Braden Scott, his last outing against Three Rivers, struck out 5. Too quickly here in this first inning. Here's Andrew Soika. The pitch to him. Way wide, 1-0. Soika, interesting batting stance. Real wide open, stands far back in the box. His upper body almost fully facing Scott. The 1-0. Swung on, fouled off, 1-1.
Overhead foul ball brought to you by
But obviously has found success. 302 the average, 7 ribbies, 2 homers. The 1-1 now to the Boomer center fielder. Taken outside, 2-1.
This batting stance very similar to like an Aristes Aquino
Yeah.
kind of batting stance where he's open and then just comes in and does a little bat twirl as he comes in. But again, you're right, completely found success so far this year. One of 3 boomers with a couple of home runs.
The 2-1. Swung on, bounced on the ground to Raymond, but wide of the first base foul line, and it's 2-2.
He's got a very pull-heavy swing. If you can kind of get a pitch on the outside part of the plate, he's a very likely rollover candidate.
Count even at 2 apiece. 2 gone, top 1, the pitch. Fold him, strike 3 looking. Braden Scott strikes out the side in the first. He gets one of the best offenses in the Frontier League. We go to the bottom half of 1, no score here in Evansville. You're listening on the Otters Digital Network.
Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
Great to have you with us here at $2 Tuesday.
Back here at historic Bosse Field, and this one, Cole Cook. Another left-handed pitcher on the mound for Schaumburg. Cook 1-0 so far on the year, 13 innings pitched, 3.46 the ERA, 9 strikeouts to 2 walks. You will face an Otters lineup that is as follows: Alay Camo, shortstop, leading it off, then followed by Graham Brown and Paven Parks. The middle 3, L.J. Jones, J.J. Cruz, and Raymond Gill. The bottom 3, Ty Krittenberger, the DH, Justin Felix, the catcher, and Keenan Taylor, the left fielder, rounding it out.
Camo at the top of the lineup, doing a fantastic job so far, just getting on base to really start this lineup, and it's going to be needed, so much more now that they are missing David Mindham.
Camo 265 the average. He's walked 5 times, 2 stolen bases as well. First pitch to him. Taken on the outer half for a strike, 0-1. Camo has also done a phenomenal job at shortstop as the 0-1 pitch is swung on, chopped on the ground to second. Prater fields, stumbles a bit, but the throw to first is in time for out number 1.
And that sun is peeking over the roof here. It's definitely going to play a huge role, even like right now, even with the infield, middle infield. It's very bright right on them, and obviously it's going to play a big role in the outfield as well.
Graham Brown now batting, right-hander. First pitch to him from Cook is taken for a strike and a half. Brown, a couple of big homers over his past few games.
Hit one to lead off the Mississippi Series. A ball that just kind of kept carrying off his bat.
Puts one on the ground to third. Fedco Fields throws 2 quick outs. And here comes a guy that, Lucas, you think is kind of due at this point. All the hard contact he's making, Pavin Parks.
Not only did he hit the ball hard a lot, did a really good job kind of maintaining the strike zone. Specifically in Game 3 of the series, walked a couple of times, got that single in the 9th inning. He's done a good job, waiting for his pitch. And again, hit the ball hard all weekend. He's a guy that's, to me, he's on an edge, of a big breakout here. And again, trying to fill the void of David Mendham is going to be big.
First pitch to him, high and wide for a ball, 1-0. Parks, 231 his batting average. Does have 3 stolen bases on the year, so when he gets on, he is a threat. The 1-0. Swung on, popped him up. Left field, fairly deep. Tully under it, fighting the sun and the wind, but makes the catch for out number 3. So the Otters go down quietly and quickly in their half of the first. It's no score going to the second on the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Time for the top half of the second. Braden Scott back on the mound after striking out the side in the first. 1 swinging, 2 looking. We'll see if he can pull the hitters the same way he did it in that first inning, but it'll be a test. Christian Fedko, Anthony Calarco, and Banks Tully, the 3 that are due up.
You mentioned, in the break, the whole lineup is off to a sizzling start, and Braden Scott looked fantastic in that first inning, and we'll see what he can do as he goes through this lineup.
Just as a bit of a teaser to how good this lineup has been, Christian Fedko, who has played in every game so far, he has 38 at-bats total, batting a .447 through his first 10 games, a 1.127 OPS. So this guy is scorching hot for this Boomers team. It's a right-handed bat. Thing is, that's crazy about Fedko. He doesn't have the frame of a 4-hole hitter, but when you get the job done, the amount of times he gets the job done, you're primed for that position. First pitch to him is taken down and in for a ball.
Currently leading Schaumburg in slugging percentage as well. 3 doubles and a home run on the season. Only struck out once, walked 6 times.
First pitch to him. The second pitch to him is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Fedko manning third base tonight. The 2-0 from the left-hander and Scott. Bender high, 3-0. See this at times from Scott. At times can get a little wild, but nothing crazy. Just a 3-0 pitch to the Boomers' third baseman is taken all the way down and away for ball 4. So leadoff walk. Not necessarily the greatest start against the middle of this order. Brings up Anthony Calarco, the DH, former Evansville Otter. Leads the Frontier League in RBI with 14 through 10 games. 308 the average as well, 2 homers. Slightly open stance for him. Big, burly left-handed batter. It's the first pitch. Swung on rocket right back up the middle, fielded by Camo, so it was right at him. That's going to be out number 1.
And mentioned that sun, definitely going to be tough on the read, but a good job by Camo to stay focused on it, bring it in, and thought about throwing it over to first, but able to get back.
That was the hardest ball I've seen hit so far this year at 113 miles an hour. Right at Camo. Goodness. First pitch now to Banks Tully, the left fielder. That one's taken high, 1-0. And it's not too often in independent ball you see a batted ball at 113. My goodness. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball. Deep left field. Back on it. Taylor track. Wall. And leaps. Goodbye. Quick 2-0 lead for the Boomers. Tully, his first homer of the year.
Scott pounding the zone. That one, another one that was center cut. Couple of them now we've seen hit hard as he tried to get out ahead
at first base,
of Tully, just not able to sneak it by him there.
So just like that, Schaumburg on top here in this second inning. Brings up Kyle Fitzgerald. Bright purple batting gloves. The first pitch to him is taken tight for a strike, 0-1.
And that's good to see from Scott, not afraid on his next pitch. Sometimes whenever your pitcher gives up a home run, it can scare them a little bit. They start dancing around the zone. Just good to get back at this in the first pitch.
0-1, just misses, 1-1. Two nothing Schaumburg, top of 2. Just one gone here in the inning. Scott, the 1-1 pitch to Fitzgerald. Swung on, fouled right back into the screen, 1-2. That one reaching 90 miles per hour for Scott. Will Prater on deck. If one of the next two were to reach, then it would be Satchel Norman. Here's the 1-2 from Scott. Swung on, bounced on the ground to third, but foul. Backhanded by Parks, who will just throw it to the bat boy. Scott retrieves a new baseball. Fitzgerald, a .310 hitter in the 7th spot. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here it is from the tall left-hander. Frozen, but just missed outside. 2-2.
That's a tough one. That's one you're going to want if you're Braden Scott.
Count even now. Scott working quickly. Here it is. Bender, that one missed way outside. Now count full. Here is the payoff pitch. Swung on, popped up. Foul territory, and that's going to be our first overhead foul ball. Brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Another payoff pitch. Here it is. Swung on, rolled over to short, backhanded by Camo. Throw across his body, across the diamond, reaching up his gill, but throw not quite in time, even if he was on the bag. So that's going to be an infield single for Fitzgerald.
At second base.
And a good job by Gill there to make sure he brings it in. To make sure that ball does not get behind him is huge, and not make a play like that any worse.
Brings up Will Prater. I guess one of the bright sides is the last 2 hitters in the Schaumburg order batting below the Mendoza line. If you want to give a bright side, the pitch to Prater is fouled back, 0-1.
Overhead foul ball brought to you by
Prater at a 192 on deck, Satchel Norman at a 143.
Both of them, at the bottom of this lineup, not off to a good start. But whenever 1 through 7 is started off so hot, it makes a couple of batters who may not be hitting the ball the way they want not look as bad.
Misses away inside there, 1-1. We knew the Otters would have some work to do in this series quickly. learning that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scott giving a look over to Fitzgerald at first and now delivers the 1-1. Just missing outside, 2-1.
And these next two batters, you're really going to want to see Braden Scott go after them and try to get them, make them, work their way on base.
Here is that 2-1 pitch to Prater. Nice front door breaker, but missed. 3-1.
And it looked like Prater tried to almost lean into it even.
Prater, the second baseman for Schaumburg. 3-1 pitch. That one hits the zone, 3-2. And I will say, from your second baseman, it's not like you expect huge hitting numbers, but it certainly helps when they provide them to you.
Yeah, if you're at the bottom of the lineup, I think just getting on base, setting the table for your leadoff hitters is the most important thing.
Here's another payoff. Outside, ball 4. We've seen it plague him in the past. And that's going to be the second walk of the inning against Braden Scott. Brings up Satchel Norman. 1 homer on the year. It was a 2-run blast. 143 the average. OPS below 600 at 598. Conference on the mound now between Felix and Scott. Felix has maintained a close relationship with Braden Scott over the past couple years that Scott has been with the Otters. Felix, as mentioned many times throughout this year, one of the better pitch callers in the Frontier League, if not in independent baseball. Scott looks in and sets in the first pitch against Norman. Taken high and wide, 1-0. Maybe just losing the slot right now. Again, a very strong first inning. Striking out the side to begin this ball game. Seemed like he had set the tone, and now see if he can recover that tone. Scott, a guy that we know can work out of jams, as the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball left field. Fairly deep now. In on it is Taylor. In the shadow and reaches up and makes the catch for out number 2.
And that wind going from right to left out there looked like it just carried the ball a little bit to the left. Keenan Taylor did a good job finding it, getting under it, and making the catch for out number 2.
Brings up Alec Craig. 0 for 1, a strikeout swinging to begin this contest. Left-handed batter. Scott sets, looks back to second at Fitzgerald and delivers. Front door breaker misses inside, 1-0. So runners on first and second. At first, Prater, second, Fitzgerald. 2 gone here in the second, 2-0 Schaumburg. Scott looks in and sets. Out of the stretch, he'll work the 1-0 to Craig. Taken for a strike, outer half, 1-1.
This is one of the better table setters. Mentioned David Mendham had 9 walks on the season. Going into Sunday, that was tied for the Frontier League lead. Alec Craig, so far 11 on the year, does a great job drawing out at bats and drawing out those walks and getting on base.
The 1-1. Swung on and missed, 1-2. You can see that in his on-base percentage, too, at .460 coming into today.
Yeah, and 5 RBIs, so he's able to, drive in those runs as well when they're out there. And right now, a big spot here needs Scott to be able to get out of this jam.
Scott looks in. Sets the 1-2 offering. In the dirt, Craig definitely thought about it. Nice pitch from Scott, but couldn't quite draw the swing, as tempting as it was. So the count evened up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch to lay off, especially from a left-handed hitter there.
Infield playing him, Craig, that is, to pull. Huge hole on the left side between Parks and Camo. The 2-2. Misses outside, 3-2. So count full. We'll have a third separate batter with a payoff pitch coming their way here in this inning. On deck is Bryn Spillane. Here is the never mind time called by Alec Craig in the box. But you know as soon as he's ready, Scott is going to be firing that one in there. Craig sets. So does Scott. The payoff pitch. Swung on, hit the opposite way, diving is Pavin Parks, but it scoots right past him. In to score is Fitzgerald. To third goes Will Prater. That's going to be an RBI single for Alec Craig on a punch shot the opposite way.
Just a two-strike approach. Popped it the other way. You mentioned a huge hole over there. Parks, where he was at, just not able to get to it in time.
Brings up Bryn Spillane. So 3 runs given up here in this second inning. Spillane, the 8th batter to come up here in this inning for the Boomers. Right-handed bat, first pitch to him. Never mind, the throw is made over to first. Spillane, one of the 3 strikeout victims so far of Scott. Struck out looking in the first inning. Now the first offering from Scott. Taken for a ball on the inner half. Missed by about 2 inches, 1-0.
And out Craig over there at first, a very likely candidate to steal. Almost 100 stolen bases during his college career. But Braden Scott doing a good job keeping that leg straight and not allowing Craig to know whether he's going home or going to first.
Spillane takes an outside breaker for a strike, 1-1.
And see on that one, Craig's first step is back to first rather than going that direction. So Scott doing a good job holding Craig over there at first.
Craig given a look by Scott. The 1-1. Taken for a strike at the knees, 1-2. That one just catching the bottom of the zone.
And, stealing bases is just about as much what the pitcher does as what the catcher does. So when you're stealing a base, it's about how fast the pitcher can get to the plate and how well they can hold them on, especially if you're a lefty looking at first.
1-2 pitch now. Swung on, playable, foul territory towards the first base dugout. Raymond Gill and Felix couldn't quite get to it. Wind might have played a bit of a factor there once it got up and above the grandstand, and count's going to stay at 1-2.
And that's one that you really want your defense to pick you up on. And really, top to bottom, you don't want to give this offense a second life. And we saw it against Three Rivers in Game 1 of that series. Gave Negrete an extra life. He ended up hitting a home run on the next pitch. So really now Scott just has to lock back in and go after him.
The 1-2. Just missed inside at 91. Boy, that was close, but I think it was a little off the plate on the inner half. 2-2.
And Justin Felix, I think he knows it was a close one, tried to do his best to play a little bit acting there as he almost threw it to first.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on, popped up right side. Out towards it is J.J. Cruz, calling for it near the line, makes the catch for out number 3. So Scott works through some trouble, but only gives up 3. We go to the bottom half of 2-3-0 Schaumburg on the Otters Digital Network.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library.
Back here in historic Bosse Field for Game 1 of this 3-game set between Schaumburg and Evansville. Schaumburg up 3-0 so far heading into the home half of the second inning. Evansville with some work to do, but they have the middle part of their order due up.
And obviously you don't want to go down early, but you still have a lot of outs to work with. You're only 1 inning in, 1.5 innings in, so just taking the same approach at the plate and working the counts and trying to just get on base, pass the torch to the next guy.
Here comes L.J. Jones, right fielder.
L.J. Jones
has driven in 6. That's tied for the team lead in RBI, other than David Mendham, who is out currently, but has not yet gone yard. 237 his batting average. As the first pitch to the right-hander is taken for a strike. And the lack of batting average, he hasn't really been able to supplement that with walks as much as he would like as well. 0-1 pitch from Cook, taken outside, 1-1.
And we saw this in BP. He just has an easy type of power. When he swings the bat, he hits the ball hard. So he's a guy that looks to get hits, and he's a guy that definitely can. And another one of these guys that hits the ball hard a lot and, is kind of almost due.
1-1 to him. Swung on, broken bat down the third baseline and foul, so he'll get some new lumber. Speaking of that, there it goes. There goes some more lumber. Go get your new lumber at Niehaus Lumber. How many times do you want me to say lumber?
Lumber. As many times as you want.
So here comes L.J. Jones with that new lumber. One and two will be the count. Jones also with a stolen base on the year, so if he gets on, might decide to go. The 1-2 pitch to him. Oh, just missed. Good take. 2-2. Count evened. Here it is. Swung on, high fly ball center field, fairly shallow. Out on it, Craig, Prater, and Soika, and it falls just past the glove of Prater. Rounding first is Jones, but he quickly scoots back over to first base. Sometimes, just got to put the ball in play when you're in a rut, and that's exactly what L.J. Jones just did.
It's just one of those things that it felt like any of those times it didn't really fall when we were in Mississippi, but a big break there. And I really like what L.J. Jones did at first base. There was no one at first, so he was able to take a really big lead just to be safe, just in case something happens, like they throw the ball away, he can get to second. So, but handled in by the Schaumburg defense, so he only stays at first.
Brings up left-hander J.J. Cruz. Second baseman for this Evansville team. Tall, lengthy left-handed bat as well. The first pitch. Swung on, popped him up. On the infield. Under it is Cook. Calls for it, makes the catch. One away.
Don't often see the pitcher call off the other infielders. Usually it's another infielder like a third baseman or shortstop calling him off.
Especially weird when Fedko was racing in for it as well and just stopped dead in his tracks.
Yeah, it was hit almost directly on top of him, but good to bring it in for him.
Here's Raymond Gill. He struggled in Mississippi, but had a really good opening week here at Bosse Field.
Yeah, he went into Mississippi batting .500, just couldn't manage to find a hit.
Time called. I think you said finish that Mississippi series 0 for 10 against the Mud Monsters.
and he hadn't struck out before that and ended up striking out 6 times.
First pitch is taken down and in, gets away from the catcher in Norman. No throw to second. L.J. Jones gets in there standing. So now runner in scoring position.
That was an epic stolen base, courtesy of Epic Insurance.
Going to call that one a stolen base for L.J. Jones.
So he did a great job reading that one. It was not the first time we've seen guys like L.J. Jones really do a good job reading the ball, see it slip behind. It didn't go that far away from the catcher Norman, but he did a good job reading it and got into scoring position here.
1 ball, no strikes the count to Gill. The pitch. Taken high, gets past the catcher Norman again. He can't pick up the ball cleanly. So L.J. Jones all of a sudden 180 feet advances on 2 pitches.
And that one just soared over the head of Norman. And that ball did come almost right back at him. And if he's able to field that cleanly, it would have been a close play at third, but didn't field it cleanly. And now L.J. Jones at third really need to be able to bring him in.
That's one of the things about Bosse Field. As much foul ground as there is down the lines, right behind the plate, not as much as a lot of places that you see. 2-0 pitch. Taken low, 3 balls, no strikes. Ty Krittenberger stands on deck. The Otters DH. 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way. That one's a strike right down central, 3-1.
And really with how he'd been pitching to Gill here, smart to take on that one just because he hadn't been able to really find his spots.
Cook agrees and sets. Out of the stretch, he'll work the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, jam shot, well foul down the right side. Gets into Sammy's corner down there by the Otters bullpen. So we'll have a full count to Raymond. Gill does have a homer, 5 RBI. Here comes the payoff. Cook looks in. Now agrees with Norman. Sets. Fires. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Gill goes down swinging. And a backdoor breaking ball brings up Ty Krittenberger for his first at-bat in an Otters uniform of 2025.
Yeah, and now he's going to have to pick up his teammate here. Need a hit to score L.J. Jones, but not out of this inning. Continue to work, and obviously his first at-bat of the season. Going to be excited to see what he can give the Otters.
Krittenberger, a late scratch. He was put into the lineup, replacing Mason White. It's the first pitch to the righty. Is taken up and in, 1-0.
And we saw Mason White start game 2. Keenan Taylor would then pinch hit for him in the top of the second inning. So whatever was keeping him out still keeps him out. And JT Vincent as well, late scratch for Sunday's game, isn't in there as well. Hopefully we'll see them soon.
The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, bounced on the ground off the end of the bat to the shortstop, Craig. Fields, throws, and the Otters strand another runner on base after a leadoff single from L.J. Jones. So we go to the top half of 3. 3-0 Boomers here on the Otters Digital Network.
Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
Back here, historic Bosse Field. 3-0 Schaumburg early here in this one. Heading into the top half of 3, Braden Scottsdale on the mound. Struggled a bit there in that second inning, giving up a 2-run shot and eventually an RBI single to Alec Craig. But we've seen bright spots. That first inning really good from Brayden Scott, and we know when he's on through his first 2 starts that he's on. He can be really good.
And we've really seen these starters for Evansville give length and go long and really keep them in the game, and I expect to see the same from Scott here. Obviously, toughest lineup they've faced so far this year, but still, these starters, specifically Scott, Brahms, and Beamer, have all done a fantastic job keeping the Otters in and giving them length. So hopefully we see the same here from Scott, and like I said, if you can keep it at 3, this offense can score in bunches, which we've seen.
Comes Andrew Soika. 0 for 1, struck out in the first. The pitch. Inside. Almost got him. 1-0.
So that pitch was just inside, so he's very up on the plate there.
The 1-0 pitch. Swung on. Hit hard on the ground, but right to Cruz, and that's going to be out number 1.
I was going to say this is his foot almost touches home plate whenever he comes set, so very, very close to the plate. And I wonder if that's something that is kind of team-based. I feel like a lot of these hitters have kind of crowded the plate just to really give Scott less room on the inside there.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it seems like a theme of the Schaumburg team. I mean, Craig, he kind of crowded the plate. Same with Fitzgerald.
And obviously not afraid to get hit and get on base. And, a team with an almost 400 OBP as a team.
That one in there for a strike, 0-1. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely impressive what Schaumburg is doing here to start this season. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, popped up. Right field, racing in is Jones, but Cruz calling everyone off and making the catch in shallow right center.
I've seen J.J. Cruz a lot call off the infield wherever that ball is in the air, especially on the right side. He does a really good job tracking the ball in those pop-ups. He in Mississippi did that a lot and did a really good job at it. He's played some really, really good defense at second base for this Otters team.
That is one thing that seems to be a strength of the Otters so far this year is that defense.
Yeah, there's been some errors. We saw some over the weekend in Mississippi, specifically, a couple of throwing errors. But overall, this team has some really good defense, has some really good speed in the outfield as well, some good tracking speed.
Fedko takes ball 1 on the outer half. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High. 2 balls, no strikes. Fedko listed at 5'10", 180, but he looks way bigger than that, standing in that left-handed batter's box. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Excuse me, that's Anthony Calarco, not Fedko. Goodness, what am I looking at?
That would be the difference there.
Yes, it certainly would.
Calarco at 6'4".
And no wonder he looks taller than 5'10" inside ball 3. Goodness. Yeah, 6'4", 240 nonetheless. 3-1 now to Anthony Calarco. Taken for a strike. Seems like he was taking all the way as that was center cut. 3-2.
He looked back at the umpire trying to at least make the umpire think about it. But that one was center, about as middle of the zone as you can get.
Here's the payoff to Calarco. Swung on, punched the other way for a single right past Pavin Parks. That's going to be a 2-out hit for Anthony Calarco. It's first of the night.
Yeah, that's not the first time we've seen them kind of hit that hole on the left side. And that's what good hitters do, even though if, your strength is pulling the ball, in those 2 strike counts, being able to put it opposite field, put it wherever the pitcher is giving you. That pitch was on the outside part of the zone. He put it to the opposite field. I mean, that's what good hitters do, especially in those 2 strike counts.
Brings up Banks Tolley. Big 2-run shot. Back in the second. Pitch. Taken just outside, 1-0. A long blast to left field for Tolley. That was his first of the year. Scott sets and fires the 1-0 pitch. Taken on the inner half for a ball, 2-0.
That one was close. The zone so far for home plate umpire Evan Kerr has been very consistent, which is always good to see. Obviously, zones are going to be a little bit different depending who the umpire is, but I think the biggest thing the pitchers and hitters want is just consistency. And obviously, you want to make sure the zone is realistic, but consistency, I think, is one of the most important things as a home plate umpire.
2-0 is in there for a strike. That one just a bit higher than the last one, but in the zone, 2-1. And early on, I mean, you'll hear groans from the crowd on things that they don't think are close. But once everyone gets used to it, really the only time you get groans is if you go outside of that. 2-1 pitch in there, 2-2.
Great job hitting the backdoor off-speed pitch just to catch the batter looking.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Calarco on first, 3-0 Boomers. The 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3, outer half. Braden Scott, his 4th strikeout of the game, strands Calarco over at first base here in this 3rd inning. 3-0 still. Boomers on top of Evansville here on the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Time for the bottom half of the 3rd. Evansville trailing Schaumburg 3-0 here in this one. First game of 3 between these two squads. Schaumburg is going to be a big test in their division throughout this year. I mean, 7-3 to start. They only trail Gateway, who's 8-2. So Evansville drawing Schaumburg probably at the wrong time as they are starting the season red hot. They also travel to Schaumburg next week. So you play this team 6 times in about 10 days. And a really tough team to face that much.
You know, it is going to be a tough test, but really being able to test yourself against these good teams is always fun for a team. And it's obviously a good, you know, kind of benchmark for where you're at. Obviously, it's early in the season, and sometimes it takes some time for things to click as a team. But you know, these early season tests are going to be huge to kind of see how this team reacts.
Felix stands in. The first pitch to him is laced down the third base line, but hooking foul, 0-1.
It's not often we see Felix jump out at the first pitch, but when he sees something he likes, he will go after it.
Felix has drawn 6 walks so far this year, has been hit by 2 pitches.
There was an at-bat in the preseason. First pitch swinging, he hit it over the fence. So obviously has some power. And like I said, when he sees a first pitch he likes, he will go after it. But it's not often you see that happen.
The 0-1 is taken low, 1-1. Just one of those guys like Amendum, who's not in the lineup tonight, obviously, but just such control at the plate. The 1-1 pitch now from the lefty and Cook is a bender about belt high. 1-2.
And he's very much, you know, one of those 3 outcome guys, walk, strikeout, or home run. He hit 5 home runs last year, about the same amount of doubles he had on the year.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. High fastball made him look foolish, and that's 1 gone here in the 3rd. Brings up Keenan Taylor. He's had a really good start to the year. 304 the average, 929 the OPS for the left fielder.
And he's a guy that, you know, wasn't initially probably one of the starters that they were looking at, but he's taken these opportunities and he's done a really, really good job with them, and he has almost forced himself into the lineup every day.
The pitch is taken for a strike. Backdoored him.
You know, and they're batting him here at 9, but the way he's been hitting, you could really bat him at 2, 4, 5, anywhere. You know, he's done a really good job at that.
Fouls off the second pitch he sees, 0-2 now. And really, though, 1 through 9, it feels like anyone could be put anywhere to start this season. The 0-2 pitch now to Taylor. Thought about it, but did not go around. 1-2. Camo, signifying the top of the order, stands on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, high pop-up, shallow center field. Under it, Prater. Backpedaling and makes the catch for out number 2. So another pop-up.
Leadoff batter, the shortstop, number 1, Alay Camo.
Brings up Alay Camo, grounded out to Will Prater, the second baseman in his first at-bat. First pitch to the leadoff man is swung on, hit the opposite way. Back on it is Tolley. At the track, now nearing the wall, and never mind, can't make the catch. Crashing up against the wall, and Alay Camo is going to cruise into second base for a 2-out double.
And just a ball that kept carrying with the wind, kept tailing away there from Tolley. Just missed it past his outstretched glove, and it's one of those that you really love to see fall for the Otters that haven't really fallen early season, especially while they were in Mississippi.
Brings up Graham Brown. 0 for 1. Grounded out to third. Camo now in scoring position. A 2-out opportunity now for the Otters. The pitch. Swung on, fouled to right back behind home plate, 0-1. Otters got a runner on third base in the second inning, couldn't convert. Now with 2 outs, Camo just 180 feet away.
And with his speed, base hit into the outfield should score him.
The 0-1. Low, below the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good pitch from Cook, just missed. One ball, 1 strike. Graham Brown in the right-handed box. Open stance the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, base hit, left field. Rounding third, heading home is Camo. The throw from Tolley is going to be cut off by the third baseman, Fedko, and it's a first run of the day for Evansville.
And a huge 2-out RBI there from Graham Brown. Really just waited on that pitch right past the third baseman, Fedko, and Camo with a good jump around the bag. Gets in to score a huge first run there, and inning's still going, and Graham Brown with the potential to steal could have another run in scoring position if he goes, and with Paving Park's power, really anywhere on the base paths is technically in scoring position.
Parks 0 for 1, full out to pretty deep left field his first time. Got Tolley all the way back near the warning track. Lefty on lefty matchup. The first pitch. Swung on, ground ball, snagged over at first on the backhand by Fitzgerald, who steps on the bag himself for out number 3. Going into the top of the 4th, Evansville getting 1 back, 3-1. Otters trail here on the Otters Digital Network.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page.
Ask our staff
Welcome back into Bossy Field as the Otters get one back. Currently trail 3-1 here as we enter the top of the 4th inning. Remember, Home Team Network is the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Check out Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this year. We just learned there's a Roku app for Home Team Network. It's called HTN Sports, so feel free to check it out if you want. If you're listening to here on YouTube, feel free to check it out. Remember, Home Team Network, exclusive home of every Frontier League game. Evansville Otters, Schaumburg Boomers, anyone throughout the league, from Mississippi to Canada. Braden Scott out there for another inning of work. He's through 3. He gave up 3 there in the top of the 2nd inning, but bounced back last inning, did a good job, and as he comes back in, trying to keep the Otters deficit at 2.
Seems like he always has 1 inning per outing, to where if he can just get through that inning, it seems like he's lights out the rest of the way through. Hopefully that 2nd inning was that one frame where he kind of struggled a bit, and now he can just cruise and give the Otters a bit of a lift defensively. They've just got one back in the bottom half of the 3rd, so we'll see how he does against the bottom 3rd of this Schaumburg order.
In that 2nd inning, faced 8 batters, gave up 3 runs, including a 2-run home run to Banks Tolley. First pitch into Kyle Fitzgerald as he grounds that one towards Parks at 3rd. Throw over to first will be in the dirt, but dug out by Ray Gill. First out for the Otters, and a great play there by Raymond Gill to avoid a mistake on the throw.
When Raymond, not a guy over there you see at first base too often, so to be able to confidently go to the backhand and pick that gives you a bit of confidence, for him over at 3rd base, knowing that Mendham right now is out.
Yeah, and obviously the first time we're seeing him at first base, and he's showing up in a good way on that one. Next one up is Will Prater. He takes the first one in there just inside for ball 1. Count stands at 1-0. Will Prater, the 24-year-old out of Dallas, Georgia. This is his 3rd season with Schaumburg, joining back in 2023. Next pitch stays up and in. Count moves to 2-0. Back in 2023, he had a .368 on-base percentage. Obviously not a strong start to the year this year, but obviously a guy who has shown the ability to get on base and be a big bat for the Boomers. Next pitch in from Scott. Taken outside corner for strike 1. Count moves to 2-1. That one just catching the outside part of the plate. Scott comes set and will deliver the 2-1 pitch in the Prater. Taking that one in there for a strike, so count evens up at 2-2. Will Prater spent 5 seasons with Western Carolina in the Southern Conference of the NCAA. Had a .384 OBP with them. That next pitch fouled off. Count stays at 2-2. Mentioned this is Braden Scott's 3rd outing of the year. Came in with a 2.53 ERA. Pitched 10 2/3 innings. He'll deliver the 2-2 pitch. That one is fouled off. That one fouled off Prater, so count stays at 2-2 as he continues to battle. This is his 3rd season with Evansville. Played back in 2021, pitched to a 2.72 ERA in 14 starts. And then in 2023, joined again to a 3.43 ERA in 8 starts. And then last year, pitched in 20 games as a starter, pitched 121 innings as an Otters starter. Time clock runs out. That is going to be a free ball for Prater. So all of a sudden the count is full at 3-2 for Will Prater.
It's not really something you see too much from Braden Scott. He usually likes to work quickly, so it's definitely a misnomer there.
Next pitch in. Checked his swing and didn't go, says 3rd base umpire Brandon Snyder. So a full count walk with 1 away will bring up the 9-hole hitter catcher Satchel Norman. That one just missed outside on the zone. Like I said, so far a fairly consistent zone from home plate umpire Evan Kerr, doing a good job with that, and the check over at 3rd base to make sure he didn't go. Satchel Norman into the plate. Prater will lead off first. Scott, the pitch in. That one is ripped high into the air. Keenan Taylor on the run to the left into foul territory, and it's going to get over the wall, but stay foul. That one went far and high. but went foul and ends up just being a loud strike one.
Yeah, definitely had the distance there on the down and in. Looked like maybe a changeup, so Scott definitely has to be aware of that.
The former Hoosier of Indiana delivers the 0-1 pitch. That one's in there for strike two. Quickly ahead of Norman. He is 0-2. Satchel Norman mentioned on the early season, not off to a strong start, batting here in the 9-hole. That next pitch in the dirt, gets away from Felix. And Prater is going to take second base easily. So a little bit of a wild pitch there in the dirt. And a runner in scoring position with one away as the count is now at 1-2. Satchel Norman in his first season here with Schaumburg. Scott will come set and deliver the 1-2 pitch into Norman. That one is ripped into left field. Taylor on the run to his left. That one is going to get by him into the wall. That's going to score a run. He'll throw it into Kamohu, get it to second, and Norman will get in there standing up. So a one-out RBI double for Satchel Norman. As the Boomers get that run back, they now take a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, that one just a breaking ball that split the plate middle. Not missing it there was Norman. Put that one on a line straight down the left field line, one hopping the wall and easily scoring Will Prater.
We've seen a couple of times him, Braden Scott that is, kind of throw that pitch that ends up hitting middle, and he's fooled a couple of them, but Norman clearly wasn't fooled there. As that now brings up the leadoff hitter, Alec Craig. Scott, the first pitch in, taken just low. Count moves to 1-0.
Well, I think in the early part of this start, he was able to command that tunnel with the fastball and bring that breaking stuff off of it. So even if it was left middle, he could get away with it. He just hasn't had the great stuff on the fastball last couple of frames.
Scott. Craig squared to bunt, pulled it back, but it's a strike either way. Count moves to 1-1. Craig working on a 1-for-2 day, struck out in the first inning before a 2-strike hit in the second inning. That was an RBI single. Scott comes set, and he'll deliver the 1-1 pitch into Craig. That one's taken high. Count moves to 2-1.
Seems like he just can't find a way to get that breaking ball down. He usually likes to throw that pitch down around the knees, but has left it up a lot so far tonight.
Alec Craig at 28 years old. Next pitch in, that one taken low. Felix blocks it. Count now moves to 3-1. In his fifth season here with Schaumburg, joined back in 2021 at the age of 24, and has had over 400 OBP in every single season he's spent with the Boomers. So this is nothing new for him. 3-1 count in from Braden Scott. That one stays outside, and it's a 5-pitch walk. As now there will be runners on first and second with only one away, and that will bring in the right fielder, Bryn Spillane.
Yeah, already the fourth walk of this outing for Braden Scott, and now you get the middle of the order due up. It looks like pitching coach Max Peterson's going to go out and chat with him a little bit, but just not a great position to be in here with a runner in scoring position, less than 2 outs, and the middle of this very dangerous lineup for Schaumburg.
And Braden Scott did such a good job at limiting the walks in his second outing. Only walked 2, did give up 9 hits in that one, ended up giving up 3 runs, but still did a really good job, controlling the zone, but obviously this time struggling a little bit more with his command as Max Peterson walks off and Felix walks back behind the plate. Bryn Spillane to the plate. One of 3 Boomers with 2 home runs on the year, batting at a .333 batting average and a .415 OBP. He said a very hot start for this Boomers offense, and it doesn't really get any easier no matter where you are in the lineup. First pitch in from Scott, taken in there for strike 1. Count moves to 0-1. And just to look at that, that RBI double from the 9-hole hitter Norman was, a guy that hadn't started the season off too well, but able to take advantage of a pitch in the middle and drive in a run on a double. Scott will come set. Runner on second, 1 away, 1 in here in the top of the 4th inning. Next pitch in, that one taken inside. Count moves to 1-1.
Yeah, there are only a couple of lineups in this league that you just don't have a break top to bottom, and Schaumburg is one of those few that they come into town, you know you're in for a long couple of days if you're a pitching staff.
Scott looks in to Justin Felix and will come set, and he'll deliver the 1-1 pitch. That one lifted into right field, and that one's going to get down in front of L.J. Jones. He'll pick it up. A run will score, and Spillane will chug into second base for another RBI double. They'll switch places. And now the Boomers take a 5-1 lead here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, the outfield there was playing Spillane very pull heavy, and he got jammed, just spilled it the opposite way, right in the place about 150 feet from where L.J. Jones was, which is what allowed Spillane to get all the way to second base. Tough break there for Evansville.
That's one where didn't hit the ball hard, just hit it in the right place. That brings up Andrew Soika as he stands into the left-handed batter's box with his wide stance. Scott will come set and deliver the first pitch in. He'll take that one inside part of the plate for strike 1. It was a front door breaking ball that had Soika turning around as if it was going to hit him. Again, Soika very much on top of the plate whenever he takes his stride, almost touching home plate. Next pitch in, swinging at an off-speed pitch, back-to-back off-speed pitches, gets him out in front, quickly ahead 0-2.
Yeah, that's a ugly swing right there from Soika. Got the first front door breaker that landed for a strike. That one a little more inside, but after that first one, you don't want to take it.
Counter 0-2 to the Boomers 3-hole hitter. Scott comes set and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Taken just outside, count moves to 1-2. We have some action out in the Otters bullpen. I believe it is Yohan Gonzalez, who last time we saw him pitch 2 innings, only faced 6 batters, got him 6 up, 6 down. So he's definitely an arm that could give multiple innings if needed. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for Soika. They actually got a piece of it. Didn't sound like he got a piece of it, but home plate umpire, looks like Justin Felix not really complaining about it, so must have heard something down there that we didn't. I could hear the Schaumburg broadcaster also thought it was strike 3, so we're not alone. Count still at 1-2. Scott will deliver the pitch into the left-handed Soika. Got him in that one. Pulled the string out in front. A strikeout swinging, another German-American Bank strikeout for Braden Scott. And with 2 away and a runner on second, it'll bring up the third baseman, Christian Fedko.
Yeah, got him fooled on the first one, just couldn't quite finish it. So next pitch, just same thing, a little more outside, and boy, did it make Soika look a little foolish.
Yeah, that one was a 82 mile per hour, which is almost 11 miles per hour faster than a 71 breaker that he'll send to you. That first one in there taken for strike 1. Count moves to 0-1. Fedko working on his 0-for-1 day. He walked as well and scored a run. Schaumburg currently up 5-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Braden Scott will deliver the 0-1 pitch into Fedko. That one's taken inside. Count moves to 1-1.
I feel like right now for Evansville, it'll be a victory if Scott can just get through 5 innings. Don't tax that bullpen too much in the first game of this set.
Scott gets back on the mound. Spent 3 years as an Indiana Hoosier before joining the Otters back in 2021. Got signed by Toronto. Spent some time in their organization. That pitch just stays inside. Count moves to 2-1. Spent some time with Toronto through 2023, then came back in 2023 to play with the Otters. And has spent a little bit of time with the York Revolution in the Atlantic League last year, but also spent a lot of time with Evansville. Now back here as the ace of this Otters squad. That 2-1 pitch taken outside for outside part of the plate, rather. Count moves to 2-2 on a 72 backdoor breaker. Just doing a good job keeping these hitters on their toes Schaumburg doing a good job attacking when they can. 2-2 pitch taken inside. Count moves to full. Fedko had to do a little dance to get out of the way of that one. He'll step back into the right-handed batter's box. Scott will look into Felix. He'll come set and deliver the payoff pitch. That one bloop to J.J. Cruz. He'll take a little leap and bring it in for out number 3. So the Boomers do score 2. The Otters trail 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Let's see some of those smiles.
We're here in Bosse Field in the bottom of the 4th inning as the Otters come to play. It'll be L.J. Jones to lead them off. Cole Cook back out there for a 4th inning of work. He's pitched through 3 innings so far, giving up a run to this Otters lineup. Showed they can score some runs, and now they need to get some back as the Otters trail 5-1 here. Once again in the bottom of the 4th inning. Schaumburg currently on top of Evansville. This Schaumburg offense has proven that they are one of the better ones in the league. Cole Cook, this is his first season with Schaumburg. Spent some time with Joliet back in 2022 and 2023. He actually joined Schaumburg last year, Cole Cook did. Pitched in 21 games, started 20 of them, and pitched to a 3.76 ERA early in the season to a 3.46 here in a couple of starts. L.J. Jones in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch to him. Chopper on the ground towards the left side, but foul. He starts behind 0-1. L.J. Jones had a couple of hits on Sunday, but wasn't able to help outside of that 2nd inning. That one lifted into the air on the right side. It's Fitzgerald who will camp under it in foul territory, and a quick out number 1 for Cole Cook will bring up J.J. Cruz to the plate.
Number 17.
It's a tough break there from LJ again. You pop one up in foul territory here. I mean, it's almost a death sentence. Kind of like the Oakland Coliseum. Now I guess the retired Oakland Coliseum. Just one of those old ballpark feelings. A lot of foul ground.
First pitch in to the left-handed second baseman. Takes that one. Front door breaking ball for strike 1. Cruz off to a nice start to the season at a .333 on base percentage. He's hit a couple of doubles. Hit a leadoff double in Sunday's game. That one's taken low for ball 1. He was one of the 12 runners that was stranded in that inning after that leadoff double. Just need to get some opportunities here and get some of those runners in. Graham Brown did a good job of that in the last inning. But currently down by 4, need to chip into that lead as quickly as possible. Here comes the 1-1 pitch in from Cook. Chopper towards first, just inside the bag and taken by Fitzgerald. He'll take that one for out number 2. So quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It will lead to Raymond Gill. Gill looking for his first hit since Thursday. Had some really good at-bats in Mississippi, but just nothing ever found a hole and found a gap. Still has had a solid, really good start to this early season for the Otters. First pitch taken in there for strike 1 as that one catches the outside part of the plate, and he's quickly behind 0-1 Cook doing a good job attacking these Otters hitters, making them work for it. He'll deliver from the windup the 0-1 pitch. That one a chopper towards third base, but foul. And quickly he's behind 0-2 as he's going to have to work to try to stay alive. Cook wanting to work fast. Gill's going to take a quick timeout as he resets himself. He'll step back into the right-handed batter's box. Being played straight up by the infield. 0-2 pitch. Chopper just past the diving glove of Fedko at third. As Gill with a two-out base knock, rather, extend the inning to Ty Krittenberger.
It's 2 straight innings now where whoever was up with 2 outs was able to shorten up and put a ball in play to extend the inning. Hopefully now Krittenberger, Felix, and Taylor, the bottom 3, can find a way to keep the line moving and, as you mentioned, just find a way to just chip away at this lead. Boomer's great offense, but the pitching staff is in the bottom half of the league.
Cook comes set, delivers the first pitch into Krittenberger. He takes that one inside. Count moves to 1-0. Krittenberger 0 for 1 on the day, grounded up to shortstop for his first out. So he looks to try to get his first hit on this young season. Next pitch into Krittenberger. He fouls that one back. Count moves to 1-1.
Brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret.
I mentioned this is his first season here with the Evansville Otters. Started the season on the IL, but was just activated today, or rather technically yesterday, to fill in for the injured David Mendham. That next pitch taken high. Throw over to first to check on Gill, but he gets back in safely. Count moves to 2-1. I guess he's not technically filling in for David Mendham, but Mendham swapped him on that injured list.
Definitely a lot of players on this Otters roster right now, whether they're active or inactive. Some shedding to do, I feel like.
Cook will look in, take the sign from Satchel Norman. 2-1 pitch into the right-handed Krittenberger. He takes that one high. Count moves to 3-1. He's doing a good job battling here and to try to keep this inning alive. And these are the types of at-bats you really want to see from the Otters in this game. Just battle, make Cole Cook work. If you can try to get him out of this game as quickly as possible. He's one of the better pitchers here in the Frontier League. He's been that way for a while. Gill takes off towards second. That pitch stays inside, though. So another walk as Gill will go head to second. A sidewalk, a Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar. So 2 away and runners on first and second. It'll bring up Justin Felix, who has done a great job at working walks himself. 6 on the year so far. Leading to a .435 on-base percentage. And again, when you have someone hitting in your 8-hole, if you can get that kind of on-base percentage, no matter really what else you do with your bat, that's a huge plus. Cook will come set, deliver the first pitch into the catcher. Swinging at that one as he gets behind 0-1. It's the second time we've seen him attack that first pitch from Cook. But this one he comes up empty. Cook will come in. He'll come set and deliver the 0-1 pitch into Felix. That one blew by him again. Quickly ahead of Felix. Now he is 0-2.
2 straight high fastballs there. The first one a little higher than the second. Both look really good to Felix. And now at this point, I mean, this is 3 straight innings for the Otters where they've had a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Hopefully they can, try and capitalize on that here. And just all year, it seems like they lacked that big hit.
Felix comes set in the right-handed batter's box. Cole Cook will come set with the pitch. The lefty will deliver here the 0-2 pitch into Justin Felix. Checked his swing, did go, but it gets by the catcher's Norman. It's going to get out of play. So a lucky break for the Otters, and the bases are now loaded with 2 away for one of the hottest hitters in the lineup, Keenan Taylor.
Man, how about that? I mean, talk about you said it, lucky break. I mean, that is about as lucky as you can get. And when you have these open areas like Bosse Field does with the dugouts as close to the field of play as they are, it's definitely a possibility there. Don't just skipping away from Norman behind the plate, trying to backhand it, not in the secondary position as you should be. And it just scoots by him, gets into the dugout. Just like that, bases loaded for Keenan Taylor.
Quick mound visit between Satchel Norman, Cole Cook, and third baseman Fedko will come in and talk. And just kind of set it on your pitcher. Obviously, now you have to get a 4th out in this inning, really. Really fooled Justin Felix on that pitch in the dirt. Got him swinging, but again, a lucky break for the Otters. Bases are loaded here for Keenan Taylor in a big moment. They've had some of these moments so far this year. They've struggled to really take advantage of them, but Keenan Taylor, a hot bat into the right-handed batter's box. Cole Cook will look in and come set and deliver the first pitch. That one's taken high. Count moves to 1-0. Taylor obviously, put in some work while he's in Mississippi, but hit a couple of balls really hard, almost to the fence, really. But a couple that just didn't fall for him. So he's hit the ball hard a lot so far this early part of the season, and he's gotten, some credit for it. That one is hit high into the air. Major league pop-up as it'll be out Craig to call it off, and he will camp under it for out number 3. So the Otters threaten, but don't score any, and they strand. The base is loaded. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Otters trail 5-1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Braden Scott back out there for a 5th inning of work as Andy McCauley trusts him to try to go out there and potentially get one more inning. And Braden Scott back out there. It's also back at Buffalo Wild Wings. All you can eat wings and fries Monday through Thursday. Now including traditional wings. That's right, all the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce. Just $19.99 for boneless and $24.99 for traditional wings. So get all the heavy hitters together and head to Buffalo Wild Wings Mondays through Thursdays for a limited time. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville locations, 505 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road for details.
And every time you make that read, makes me hungry for some beat-ups, I'll tell you what.
B-Dubs is a great place to go for wings. Always enjoy it whenever I go. It's now Anthony Calarco up to the plate for the 3rd time in the ballgame. Scott will look in and deliver the first pitch. Checked his swing, didn't go, and third base umpire Braden Snyder agrees. So he's ahead 1-0 here of Braden Scott. Mentioned Calarco, a former Evansville Otter, didn't appear in a game for the Otters. That one's taken on the outside part for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. 25-year-old out of Illinois, spent some time with Northwestern. Joined Schaumburg last year. That one is hit hard into center field, but it is going to be brought in by Keenan Taylor as he runs in to bring in the catch for out number 1, and a quick out number 1 for Braden Scott. And that sounded like a broken bat to me. So there goes some lumber, and get your new lumber at Niehaus Lumber. They have us saying lumber 3 times there. I guess you're right.
Lumber, lumber, lumber.
Next up, the left fielder Banks Tolley. First pitch into him as that one is fouled back overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. Tolley, the home run hitter in the 2nd inning. Got the Boomers on the board early. Next pitch into him. Take it in there for strike 2. Scott quickly ahead 0-2 as he works quickly here in this inning.
This is what you like to see Scott doing. It's working quickly, getting in that groove that we know he can get into.
Scott quickly from the windup gets Tolley out in front, ground over to Camo. He'll throw it to first to Gill. And so quickly there are 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. You can see the trust, obviously, that Braden Scott has earned from Coach Andy McCauley, letting him go out there for a 5th inning of work, and he's paying it off as he's doing a really good job here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, I mean, when you start 20 games in this league like he did last year, there's a reason for that. I mean, he's shown that he has full season stamina. He can go out there and gut these outings out, and he doesn't have to be yanked early.
It's now Kyle Fitzgerald stepping into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch from Scott, taken outside. Count moves to 1-0. That one just stayed outside a little bit. Next pitch in from Scott. Pulled the string on him. Got Fitzgerald out ahead, and count moves to 1-1. Fitzgerald coming in with a .400 on-base percentage. He's in his 3rd season with Schaumburg after spending 3 seasons with St. Louis in college. That pitch taken in there. Count moves to 1-2. I believe it's the St. Louis Billikens, the college in the Gateway City. 1-2 pitch into Fitzgerald. In there for strike 3. A German-American bank strikeout looking ends the inning. Scott comes in, 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Otters come up to bat, still trailing by 4. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page.
Cole Cook out there for a 5th inning of work for the Schaumburg Boomers. It'll be the top of the lineup to face him here. Alec Camo, Graham Brown, and Paven Parks. Camo doubled his last time up. Looks to try to get the Otters started here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
I mean, he's looked good so far. He has given up a couple of 2-out hits, but overall has been able to get ahead of these Otters hitters, get them out in front. Not a big strikeout guy. I mean, 3 strikeouts on the night, one of them not even really an out as Felix reached first base on a wild pitch. But, you know, he's done his job out there. He's held Evansville to just a 1 run, and now this 3rd time through the order, we'll see if he can continue his effectiveness now that every one of these guys has seen him twice.
Yeah, exactly. The 3rd time through the order usually is whenever players start to figure you out. And you're right, not really a strikeout guy. Really was around like an 8.5 strikeout per 9 guy throughout his career. So first pitch into Camo is taken high and in for ball 1. He moved ahead 1-0. Mentioned that he spent some time in Joliet for a couple of seasons. Back in 2023, pitched to a 2.23 ERA as a starter. Camo out in front, fouled that one off. Count moves to 1-1. Just does a great job getting weak contact. Doesn't walk a lot of batters. The Otters trying to figure him out here. 1-1 pitch into Camo. Chopper towards first. He'll be brought in by Fitzgerald. He'll take that one to first for out number 1 and quickly has a first out. And it'll be Graham Brown coming to the plate.
A lot of work for Fitzgerald over there tonight. First, that's his 3rd 3 unassisted so far tonight. And he also has a put out on a catch he had to make in foul ground as well off the bat of L.J. Jones.
Yeah, some of these Otters left-handed batters do roll over on some of these pitches. Camo is no exception. First pitch into Graham Brown is in there for strike 1. Check to swing, doesn't matter. Count moves to 0-1. Graham Brown hit a home run on Thursday, then another one Friday night. Trying to get the Otters jump-started here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Next pitch, ripped, but foul. It was past the 3rd baseman, Fedko, but hooked foul, and quickly he's behind 0-2 now as he's going to have to battle.
That was a little bit out in front of that breaking ball. That's why he hooked it. See if he can shorten up the approach, stay alive with 2 strikes.
Team leading 2 home runs, team leading 9 runs scored for Graham Brown. 0-2 pitch taken in the dirt, holds up. Count moves to 1-2. Starting the season coming in today, 8 for 37. But it was really the end of the Three Rivers series where he started to heat up. 1-2 pitch into Brown. He fouls that one off as he stays alive. Count moves, stays at 1-2. An RBI single for Graham Brown, scoring a late Camo in his first at-bat. The lone run for the Otters in this game. From the windup, the 1-2 pitch into Graham Brown. Ripped into left center field. That one is carrying to the wall, back at the wall, and that one is gone! Graham Brown's 3rd home run of the season has cut that lead down to 3. As that ball has been exterminated by McMahon Exterminating. Remember, who can help you with all your pest control needs? McMahon can. A very similar looking home run to the one he hit in Mississippi. A ball that was hit to left center field, just kind of kept carrying, and eventually got over the wall. And see if that can jumpstart this Otters offense and start to get into the starting pitcher.
I mean, it's what they needed. They need a jump start, that's for sure. And maybe Pavin Parks can build some momentum off of that.
First pitch into the lefty Pavin Parks. Takes that one for a ball. Count moves to 1-0. And is the 2nd RBI of the game for Graham Brown, as he has plated both of those runs for the Otters. That one, Pavin fouled that one off his own foot. He'll hop out of the batter's box there as the umpire will take more baseballs. Count it 1-1 now. Umpire trying to make sure Pavin has plenty of time to get back into the box.
Yeah, those never feel good as a hitter.
So Cole Cook didn't like that baseball, so he's going to ask for a new one.
Just a minor scuff.
Cook has now given up 5 hits, couple of runs, only walked 1. He's only struck out 3. So again, just a guy who typically gets weak contact. But Graham Brown doing a good job getting the sweet spot of the bat on that one. Next pitch into Parks, ripped into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So back-to-back hits now for the Otters as they have something brewing here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one for Parks, 105 off the bat. Mentioned he hit the ball hard all weekend, hit the ball hard again there, hit the ball hard in his second at-bat. You know, it was just happened to be right at the first baseman.
And, I mean, that one has to feel good for him. And finally getting one to fall out there. I mean, we saw visibly his frustration after his second at-bat as he rolled over to first.
L.J. Jones in the right-handed batter's box. Parks almost went, but went back. That one's taken outside. Count moves to 1-0. Parks with 3 steals on the season. A guy that definitely can run. Usually is really good at reading the pitcher. Had a really nice slide at second when he stole a base in Mississippi to avoid the tag. That pitch stays high. Count moves to 2-0. It was a ball that really actually beat him to the bag, but he slid around the tag, did a good job getting in there.
Those are always fun. So frustrating for a catcher when a base runner is able to do that. Because I feel like you earned that out, but base runner able to take it back away from you.
To a pitch into Jones, taken outside. Count at 3-0 now. And this is what I talked about with Braden Scott when he gave up that home run trying to attack the batters. Looks like Cook is getting a little bit worried maybe with his stuff and trying to catch the corners of the zone. Just hasn't so far after back-to-back hard-hit balls. 3-0 count into Jones. He'll take that one all the way for strike 1. Count moves to 3-1. That one just hits the top part of the zone. And I have said this, but a really good zone so far here from home plate umpire Evan Kerr. 3-1 count into L.J. Jones. He takes that one in there for strike 2. Home crowd not a fan of it. One of those 50-50 calls. Half the ball in, half the ball out. And now the count is full with one away.
And again, Evan, he's been consistent with that tonight. And that's been a strike since the very first pitch of the game. It's all you can ask for him. As you mentioned, he's done a really good job on the plate tonight, which, you know, you don't really, you really appreciate at this level of baseball.
Payoff pitch into L.J. Jones. First check over at Pavin Parks. One away here. Could see Pavin run to avoid a double play potentially. Again, with his speed, a threat to steal a bag, so wouldn't be anything uncommon. Gets a secondary lead over at first. Cook comes set, and now will deliver the payoff pitch. Taken low for ball 4, so LJ Jones does end up working the walk. A Deerhead sidewalk, cafe and bar, only the second of the game for Cole Cook. It's now runners on first and second with only one away, and it brings up the second baseman, J.J. Cruz.
And this is exactly what the Otters needed. They need to get runners in a place to score before we get to 2 outs. And now you got Cruz and Gill who are due up. Hopefully that leads to some production here for Evansville in this 5th inning.
And J.J. Cruz did a really good job over the weekend making contact, making hard contact, drawing walks, getting on base. He's really done a good job all year when he's gotten opportunities at getting on base and doing a good job driving the ball, hitting the ball hard. And we'll see what he can do here with a couple of runners on. He will be the tying run at the plate. J.J. Cruz not really a threat to hit a home run by any means, but again, just a guy who can definitely find a gap. Had a leadoff double in the game against Mississippi on Sunday. If he can find a gap here, we'll plate 1, potentially 2. And again, you don't have to get it all back in this inning. Obviously, it would be great to, but just trying to get some runs as you go along, stay in this game, and hopefully let your bullpen work and keep you in it. Cruz will step into the left-handed batter's box. Cook will come set and deliver the first pitch. Swinging for J.J. Cruz, comes up with nothing. Count moves to 0-1. It's Pavin Parks at second. L.J. Jones at first after drawing a walk. 2 on, 1 away, 1 run in on a Graham Brown solo shot. Cook will come set and deliver the 0-1 pitch. Ripped up the middle. That one is going to get by for a base hit. They're going to send Pavin Parks home. There's not going to be a throw. Throw into second just to make sure Jones stays there. So an RBI base hit for J.J. Cruz has put the Otters down 5-3 now as they continue to work here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And this is the run of hits that, other than that one game against Three Rivers, the Otters haven't really had this year. So you really love to see it coming from the middle of the order, getting on, extending the inning, and being able to put a run together. Now only down 2 against a very good Schaumburg team.
It's now Raymond Gill to the plate. It's 5 runs on 6 hits for the Boomers and 3 runs on 7 hits for the Otters. They threaten. There's 2 in already in this inning. There's 2-1, only 1 away. First pitch into the right-handed hitting Gill as he swings through that one. And he's quickly behind 0-1.
Seems like the Otters here in this 3rd time through, a lot more aggressive on that first pitch than they have been throughout this game so far.
Cook is a guy who, at least, we've seen in this game, has attacked the zone early. And obviously the Otters have picked up on that. That one is hit towards third base. It's going to get by, but foul. That one just went over the third base. I guess in foul territory. Home plate umpire Evan Kerr called it foul as it got just by the third baseman Fedko.
Man, I don't know about that one. Obviously, we're not on the field, but that was about as close as you can get. From our vantage point, it looked like a fair ball. From Fedko's reaction, it seemed like he almost kind of knew it was foul. He made the backhand play that just kind of pulled the glove back.
Did feel like he came up short on that play, thinking it was a foul ball, and he was correct. It was a foul ball. And again, tough angle. It looked like it was on the left-hand side of the bag. Called foul. Gill has to step back in. He is down 0-2 in the count, so he'll have to battle now. Cook will come set and deliver in the 0-2 pitch into Gill. He'll take that one outside and low. Count moves to 1-2 now. I mentioned that obviously it wasn't the weekend Raymond Gill wanted, but again, a lot of really good at-bats for him. He drew out a lot of counts, and just, when he did put it in play, it just didn't fall for him. But now a big opportunity here. It's down 1-2. Try to put this ball in play. 1-2 pitch in from Cook. Swinging strike for strikeout there. It is out number 2, and it will lead to the newly activated Ty Krittenberger, and a big opportunity here to hopefully get the Otters back in this one. Tying run at first. Krittenberger will be listed as the go-ahead runner. He'll step into the right-handed batter's box. This will be the 75th pitch of the game for Cole Cook. He will look in, and he'll take a quick step off as he resets. Looks like he'll have to have a conversation with his catcher. some kind of miscommunication on that one.
Yeah, it seemed like he maybe said he couldn't see the signs or something of that nature, but that's interesting because seems like a lot of teams now have the pitch comm.
It just kind of depends on. I know Justin Felix still uses. He'll put down signs, and Cohen Wilbanks, the other catcher, he's a guy that I believe uses pitch comm. Yeah, either can't see it or maybe there was something wrong with the pitch comm. But back on the same page, he'll come set. He'll deliver the first pitch into Krittenberger. First pitch swinging, he fouls that one off, and he's quickly behind 0-1. You see another first pitch attacking by the Otters. It was a pitch that just hit the bottom part of the zone. Cook will step back onto the rubber and deliver the 0-1 pitch into Krittenberger. Norman wanting it high. That one staying inside. Krittenberger holds off. Count moves to 1-1.
That's a really good pitch from Cook there on the inner half.
And an even better take for Krittenberger.
Yeah.
Again, very consistent zone for home plate umpire Evan Kerr. Count moves to 1-1. Here's the next pitch. Check to swing. Doesn't matter. It's a strike. Count moves to 1-2.
Yeah, that one just hitting the zone down and in. Again, can't say enough about how well this game has been called behind the plate.
Krittenberger resets. Back into the right-handed batter's box. Cole Cook will look in. He'll come set. 2 runners on, 2 runners in, 2 runners out. Delivers the 1-2 pitch. Chopped into right field. That one's going to get down. Fair territory. 1 run is going to come in to score. J.J. Cruz is going to get round third, and they're going to hold him at third as Krittenberger walks into second. And a RBI double for Ty Krittenberger has pulled the Otters within 1 of Schaumburg. They trail 5-4 here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And boy, that one just, it feels so huge. I know they're still down by 1, but getting within 1 after the start that this game had, it just feels so big. And the momentum, the pendulum has fully swung to the side of Evansville.
And it feels like after a series where they just couldn't come up with that big hit, we've seen back-to-back-to-back big hits for this team. And that will bring in the catcher, Justin Felix. Runners on second and third. There's 2 away. 3 have scored here in the bottom of the 5th inning as the Otters trail by 1. First pitch into Felix. He'll check his swing on a pitch in the dirt. Count moves to 1-0.
Now all of a sudden, the go-ahead run in scoring position as well. And Krittenberger, a guy that is not slow by any means.
Base hit into the outfield with Krittenberger's speed will almost definitely score him, depending on how hard it'll be hit. Felix, a guy that when he does make contact, does hit the ball relatively hard. That one in there for a strike. Felix checked his swing. Didn't matter. It was in the zone. Count moves to 1-1. Felix can't say enough about how good he is with the zone. Obviously when he's behind the plate, but when he's at the plate as a hitter, you can tell that he is a guy who's caught a lot of innings in baseball. 1-1 pitch into Felix. He'll check his swing. It's in the zone. Count moves to 1-2.
It's 2 of pretty much the exact same pitch. Full Felix. Well, I don't think a full Felix, but definitely a hard one to swing at either way.
Looks like he pulled the string on him and it's a little bit out in front. 1-2 pitch. That one stays high. Count moves to 2-2. Try to get Justin Felix swinging at the high fastball. That one was at 87, about where Cook has stood most of the game on his fastball. Runners on second and third, tying run at third. Go-ahead runner at second here in the bottom of the 5th inning as Felix is in the plate. 2-2 pitch into Felix. Swings through that one for out number 3, but the Otters do get 3. They currently trail 5-4 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
New pitcher in for the Evansville Otters. It'll be Yohan Gonzalez making his next appearance in this young season. It'll be his 5th appearance on the season. His last one, he went 2 innings, faced 6 batters, got him up, got him down, struck out 1 as he looks to try to keep this deficit as 1 after the Otters score 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to cut into that lead.
Yeah, Yohan has looked really good since that first outing that he had where he struggled a little bit. But, I mean, the movement on his fastball, and he can get up to the mid-90s when he really rears back and gets one. He's going to be a big piece in the bullpen and already has been early on in this season. And now, all of a sudden, Otters right back into it. This is a huge inning, or maybe even a couple of innings for Gonzalez to come in here and shut down the Boomers.
That will close the night on Braden Scott's night. Ended up going 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, walked 4, struck out 6. And that really was kind of the difference there. Struggled with the walks, but the Boomers did a good job attacking those pitches and hit the ball hard a lot. So, again, went out for that last inning, shut them down, set the Otters up. Again, after the Otters had threatened a couple of times, got them back in there, and then Graham Brown hit that home run, and a couple of big hit after big hit. Ty Krittenberger, an RBI double. Currently trailing by 1. Yohan Gonzalez, a new pitcher. Justin Felix still behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. First pitch taken for a ball. Count moves to 1-0. It is Will Prater to the plate as he steps into the left-handed batter's box. 1-0 pitch. A bunt attempt, but he bumps that one foul. Count moves to 1-1. And he is lucky that one went foul because that was a pop-up bunt. If that thing had stayed fair, it would have been an easy catch there for Pavin Parks. That pitch at the bottom of the zone at 91 miles per hour. Gonzalez from the windup will deliver the 1-1 pitch into Prater. Takes that one just low. Count moves to 2-1. Gonzalez with a rough start to the season, but since then has really been one of the best arms out of the bullpen. That next pitch stays low. Count moves to 3-1.
And with that really high over-the-top release point, it's easy to kind of fall out of your mechanics, especially when you're just getting back into things, but he seems like he's found it.
That pitch stays just high. So a 5-pitch walk. And the leadoff batter will be the plate. That'll be the 3rd walk of the night for Will Prater. And that brings up the catcher, Satchel Norman, with a runner on, no one out. Over at first, Will Prater mentioned he is a stolen base threat. And we'll see if they want to send him early or wait. First pitch to Norman. That one's taken just high. Count moves to 1-0. And we'll get a quick conversation. It looks like maybe there was a little bit of miscommunication between Felix and Yohan Gonzalez because it looked like Felix wasn't ready for that pitch.
And maybe got crossed up a little bit.
And that one was one that, had Felix been ready and kind of framed it a little bit better, I think it would have been called a strike. So Felix, quick conversation. We'll head back to the plate. Looked like home plate umpire was having a bit of a conversation with someone in the Otters dugout. Gonzalez looks in and will come set and deliver the 1-0 pitch. That one swung through by Norman. Count moves to 1-1. That was a hefty swing from Norman. Looked like he was trying to put 2 runs on the board with 1 swing.
Yeah, he saw that hanging slider and he took a rip at it, that's for sure.
And you can tell he was upset that he missed it. Count at 1-1. Next pitch in, another hanger. He fouls that one back. Count moves to 1-2. You can see the difference within the off-speed pitch. That last one at 85, this one at 75. Really slowed it down. It looks like the first base umpire coming to clean off the rubber. Just looked like maybe he couldn't tell whether Gonzalez was on the on the rubber when he was taking signs. Just wanted to make sure because it must have been covered up with dirt. Count 1-2 to the catcher, Norman. Gonzalez will come set and deliver the 1-2 pitch. Stays just outside. Count moves to 2-2.
Tell you what, that's a really good take there by Norman after getting so many breaking balls high in the zone and leaving that one off the plate there. Wouldn't be surprised if Gonzalez now attacks with a fastball.
2-2 pitch in from Gonzalez. Prater takes off, pitches the ball. Throw to second is a bit high. Cruz tried to get the tag down, but just couldn't. So it'll be a stolen base for Will Prater. Now a runner in scoring position with no one out. A full count now to the catcher, Norman. That was a ball that did beat the runner to second, but it was just thrown a little bit offline. Cruz couldn't get the tag down. So full count. Gonzalez will look in, and he'll come set, and he'll deliver the payoff pitch into the catcher, Norman. First, he'll take a quick step off and chase Prater back to second. Looks like Prater is trying to get a much bigger lead over there at second. Gonzalez will look in once again. And a quick time called by the catcher, Norman. So he'll step out and a couple of quick hacks and step back into the right-handed batter's box. Gonzalez takes the sign. He'll come set and deliver the full count pitch into Norman. Defensive swing, fouls that one back overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Construction, choose the best, never regret it.
Count still full to Norman. Gonzalez looks in. He'll come set once again. Full count pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. A German-American Bank strikeout for Yohan Gonzalez, his first of the game. And with one away and that runner still at second, it'll be the leadoff hitter, Alec Craig, back to the plate.
Norman not seeing a single fastball that at bat. And such a long at bat like that, it's great to see Yohan with the confidence in that breaking stuff to not just go to it immediately when they got to 3 balls.
Craig will step into the left-handed batter's box. Gonzalez comes set, delivers the first pitch. That one stays high. Count moves to 1-0. Alec Craig, in his third at-bat of the game, has walked, gotten a hit, and struck out. Craig standing at 5'9" in the left-handed batter's box. He's done a great job with determining his strike zone and waiting for those pitches and being able to draw walks at a high rate. That next pitch stays high as well. Count moves to 2-0 very quickly. Mentioned that this is his 5th year with Schaumburg, and every year is finished with a on-base percentage above 400. He's already worked 1 walk in this game, his 12th walk of the year. Next pitch in from Gonzalez. That one just misses. Count moves to 3-0. Those 12 walks puts Alec Craig on top in the Frontier League. Swings his bat around. Gonzalez comes set, delivers the 3-0 pitch. That one just misses, and a 4-pitch walk now to Alec Craig. Couple of walks in the inning for Yohan Gonzalez. And we'll bring up the right fielder, Bryn Spillane, with a couple of runners on.
And those are 2 pitches in a row that were really close on the up and away corner, just off, but I mean, sucks to put 2 runners on via the free pass now with such big guys, big hitters coming up.
Spillane steps into the right-handed batter's box. Gonzalez will come set and deliver the first pitch in. That one goes high. Count moves to 1-0. Good job by Felix to get up and get that ball before it got by him. Spillane in the right-handed batter's box. Gonzalez comes set and delivers the 1-0 pitch. Pulled the string on him. He fouled that one back. Count moves to 1-1.
Overhead foul ball brought to you by
Spillane, a former 3rd-round pick in the 2018 draft by the Cincinnati Reds. Only spent 3 seasons within the Reds organization before joining Windy City for a couple of years, back in 22 and 23. 1-1 pitch into Spillane. Swings through that one. Count moves to 1-2 now. Took a year off baseball last year before joining the Schaumburg Boomers. Played college ball at Illinois in the Big Ten. In his senior season, batted .389 with 23 home runs. That was a 1-2 count against Yohan Gonzalez as he comes set and delivers. And Spillane fouls that one off and stays alive. Count still at 1-2.
Brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it.
Spillane with 2 home runs with a .415 OBP in this young season. Gonzalez will look in and come set once again. A couple of runners on, 1 away. 1-2 pitch. That one stays low. Count moves to 2-2. Spillane with a 1-for-3 day. Had an RBI double his last time up. Gonzalez looks into Felix and comes set. He'll deliver the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A German-American bank strikeout. The second for Yohan Gonzalez in this inning. And with 2 away and 2 on, that will bring up the center fielder, Andrew Soika.
It's a huge strikeout there for Yohan on the second of the inning. Now 2 outs. Just need 1 more to get out of this frame.
2 strikeouts, 2 walks in this inning so far for Gonzalez. Soika into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch in there for a strike on the inside corner for strike 1. Soika with that wide stance, crowding the plate. Hasn't worked for him today. He's 0-for-3 with a couple of strikeouts. As Gonzalez looks in, he'll deliver the 0-1 pitch. That one chopped towards second. Cruz will take it in and deliver it to first. So the Boomers threaten to score, but no one gets across. Gonzalez works a clean inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning as the Otters trail by 1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
It's a new pitcher for the Schaumburg Boomers. It's Hambleton Oliver out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Spent 5 years in college, 4 of them with Baylor, and the final season he spent in West Virginia before joining Schaumburg last year. Appeared in 17 games, pitched 24 1/3 innings, pitched to a 2.96 ERA, although he did allow 4.4 runs per 9, obviously those being unearned. So far in this young season, has pitched in just 1 game, went 4 innings, gave up a couple of runs, gave up a home run, walked 1, struck out 4. It's a 4.5 ERA to start this season. So a guy that can give them length, and we'll see how long he goes in this appearance.
Cole Cook for Schaumburg finished his line at 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, struck out 5.
And big credits to the Otters for attacking. Again, he's a guy that typically gets weak contact, but they attack the pitches they liked. They hit the ball hard, especially in the bottom of the 5th, scoring 3. And it'll be Keenan Taylor to face Oliver first. Oliver will look in. And quick time by the catcher. Looks like they need to talk it out a little bit. As they try to clear up another miscommunication. We saw that a little bit with Cole Cook last inning. And we saw it with Justin Felix as well, with Yohan Gonzalez. So just trying to clear things up. It's Keenan Taylor up to bat. I mentioned that he's been hitting the ball hard. Currently second on the team in slugging percentage. Hit a home run last Thursday. 5 RBIs, 6 runs, a 407 OBP. That number is just behind David Mendham. The 23-year-old out of Westfield, Indiana. Played his final 2 college ball seasons at Purdue. Looks like Andy McCauley a little bit upset that there wasn't a potential pitch clock violation. But now Keenan Taylor steps into the right-handed batter's box. Oliver will come set. He'll pitch from the stretch. First pitch into Taylor, taken outside for ball 1. He jumps ahead 1-0.
Well, I think, during that mound visit, the umpire decided in the middle of the mound visit, turned around and screamed at somebody. Don't know who it was. I think Andy was a bit confused and wanted an explanation.
Next pitch into Taylor, a bender. Froze Taylor as that one's in the zone. Count moves to 1-1. A lot of movement on that off-speed pitch. Oliver will look in and deliver the 1-1 pitch into Taylor. That one stays high as Taylor lays off. Count moves to 2-1. Not a guy who walks a lot of batters, at least so far with Schaumburg. He'll come set and deliver the 2-1 pitch. That one way wide. Count moves to 3-1 now. And a leadoff walk here for Taylor would be huge for the Otters. Again, scored 3 runs last inning. Still trail by 1, 5-4 here. So we are in the 6th inning. 3-1 pitch. That one stays outside, so a leadoff walk for Keenan Taylor. Gets the Otters started and sets the table for the top of the lineup in a late Camo. Remember, that's a Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar.
Edward Jones, leadoff batter.
And the Edward Jones leadoff hitter of the game, Alay Camo, will come up to the plate. He'll step into the left-handed batter's box. As he tries to continue or add upon his 1-for-3 day. First pitch in. Taylor will take off. Pitch outside. Throw to second is in time, but didn't get the tag down. And so a stolen base, an epic stolen base, brought to you by Epic Insurance Midwest, on a pitch that, again, throw beat him, but it looked like Alec Craig, the shortstop, just missed the tag or something, because almost should have been out. But again, I'll break for the Otters. They get a stolen base, and now it's Alay Camo with a 1-0 count, who doubled earlier. The tying run at second base with no one out. Camo will square on a bunt. He'll head it towards the first base side. Toss from Fitzgerald over to Prater. Will get an out, but Keenan Taylor does advance to third. And with 1 away, that'll bring up Graham Brown, who had a home run last inning that really jump-started this Otters offense.
I mean, there's one guy up that you want up right now. It's this guy. He has been scorching hot after a slow start to the year. Couldn't play the infield in.
So big run over at third as the Otters trail by 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch in to Graham Brown. He'll take a swing at that one as he fouls that one back. Count moves to 0-1. A lot of off speed here for Oliver. A guy that seems to rely on it, and like I said, has a lot of movement. He'll look in and he'll come set, deliver the 0-1 pitch from the stretch into Brown. He'll take that one outside. Count moves to 1-1. Mentioned Graham Brown hit that home run. He's 2 for 3 in the day with a couple of RBIs. Count 1-1. Runner on third, the tying run. 1-1 pitch to Brown. He hits that one in the air into foul territory. Fitzgerald will run over to it, but that one gets out of play. It's an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and, of course, never regret it. Count now at 1-2 for Graham Brown as he looks to try to score that run from third and tie this ball game up. A leadoff walk for Keenan Taylor, then a steal. Sack bunt for Alay Camo. Here's the 1-2 pitch for Graham Brown. Checks his swing, didn't go. Count moves to 2-2. So that one stayed outside. Like I said, yet again, another off-speed bender. Trying to get Brown chase, he didn't. Oliver will look in, he'll come set. He'll deliver the 2-2 pitch. That one stays high, almost hit him. Count full now.
Wonder how good at limbo some of these guys are.
Graham Brown looked pretty good on that one as he did a little nice move to get out of the way. With the base open, you wonder how close to the zone they'll attack him here. Obviously, Pavin Parks, another hot batter on deck. Full count pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Pulled the string once again, got Brown out in front. Now on a pitch that would have been ball 4. So now 2 away, it'll bring up Pavin Park as the infield goes back to normal depth.
I think there, Brown might have recognized spin early, saw it high top shelf, and thought it was one to take a rip at. Just didn't fall as much as he thought it would.
Yeah, that pitch did stay above the zone, but honestly, if he's able to make contact, it should at least be able to go far enough to score that runner in, but unfortunately he's out in front of it. Now we have Pavin Parks, who need a hit to score that run from third. First pitch in, taken just low for ball 1.
That's a good take.
And like I said, Pavin's been doing a really good job recently at reading the zone and waiting for his pitch. Saw him hit the ball hard earlier a couple of times. Hit the ball a lot over the weekend. Now Oliver will deliver the 1-0 pitch into Parks. Takes that one on the top of the zone. Count moves to 1-1. Again, a lot of off speed. That one was more of a straight pitch at 83 miles per hour. Oliver will look in and he'll come set and deliver the 1-1 pitch into Parks. Hits that one in the air into left field. It'll be Banks Tolley who will try to get under it. Struggled to find it a little bit, but does bring it in for out number 3. So the Otters strand the tying runner at third. As they still trail by 1, we head to the 7th inning on the Otters Digital Network.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library. Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Back here, top 7. 5-4 Schaumburg in front of Evansville. I'm Riley Angel alongside my partner Lucas Macklin. It's been a fun one so far here at historic Bosse Field. Evansville 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Schaumburg 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors. So Evansville has out-hit Schaumburg. But so far, the Boomers, if this one were to end right now, would take the contest by 1. Christian Fedko to lead it off. Schaumburg third baseman. 0 for 2 today with a walk. The first pitch is taken for a strike inner half from Yohan Gonzalez, who is in for a second inning of work. There is action up in the Otters bullpen. The 0-1 taken just wide, 1-1.
And the Otters like to get length out of Yoan. We saw his last appearance went 2 strong, went 6 up, 6 down, and now he's coming in for another second inning of work.
1-1 pitch popped up overhead. You know what that means? Overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Don't ever regret it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Don't know how I could ever regret it, I'm going to be honest.
Me neither. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled right back. Count stays.
That fastball low can be so deceiving as well, because a lot of times you see that low pitch, it's going to be off speed, a slider, or changeup, something like that. But when you keep that fastball low, a lot of guys maybe think it's going to get out of the zone, but it doesn't.
Reaching for it, popping it up is Fedko into shallow left center. Out to make the catch is Camo for the first out.
And pulled the string on him hard, and kind of a wonder that Fedko even made contact with it, with how wide that swing was, but didn't make too much contact, and a good job by Camo to track it and get under it.
Here comes Anthony Calarco, 1 for 3. Single back in the third. Semi-open stance for him. The first pitch is a bender in there at the knees, 0-1. Yoan, great movement on his off-speed stuff. Great horizontal movement on the fastball as well. The 0-1. Bounced it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Definitely has the tools and has shown it early in the season. The 1-1. Taken outer half for a strike, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch from Gonzalez to Calarco. Outside, 2-2.
Yoan is a guy who has started in his past, although it hasn't been since 2022.
2-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3, backdoor breaker. It's a German-American big strikeout. Third of the day for Yoan Gonzalez.
And he's a guy that, especially if he can keep the walks down, is a guy that is so hard to hit. You know, and he's been really good. Again, outside of that one appearance to start the season, he's been so good for the Otters out of the bullpen.
Comes Banks Tolley. First pitch to him is taken inside for a ball, 1-0. 2-run homer to left, back in the second. 1 for 3 otherwise. The 1-0. Just missed inside on the front door breaking ball, 2-0.
It's a tough one to lay off of for Tolley.
So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Bottom just fell out of it. Count 2-1.
I believe that was a changeup that just, I mean, it looks like a fastball until the very end.
Misses there, 3-1. Look around the league. Florence losing to Gateway 6-1 that final. Florence in last place in the Central Division. The 3-1 pitch now from Gonzalez is bounced. That's going to be ball 4.
You are right on the bounce. I mean, that almost bounced up and over the ceiling.
Hey, do we get an overhead wild pitch? Is that a thing?
I haven't seen it yet. I mean, if it happens, I feel like we have to say it. Obviously, you don't want to see a walk there, but you got 2 away. Just come and get the batter here and get out of this inning.
Here's Kyle Fitzgerald. Infield single, ground out, and a strikeout today. The pitch. High, 1-0. Also in the Central Division across the league, Lake Erie on top of Windy City in the top of the 5th, 3-1. Yoan sets, looks back at Calarco. The 1-0 pitch. That one just misses. 2-0. Just a 1-run deficit is what the Otters face. 5-4 the score, top 7. Runner on first is Calarco, the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled back.
Overhead foul ball brought to you by
2-1.
Instructions. Choose the best, never regret it.
Quite the battle so far here at Bosse Field. Expected nothing less. 2-1 pitch. Wide, 3-1.
Great job from Felix once again to keep that ball in front of him.
Here it is. I mean, you said it. If Yohan can prevent walks, he's really, really effective. Threatening to walk his fourth here, the 3-1 pitch. Finds the zone, hit the opposite way, but tailing foul down the right side, and he'll get up and over the grandstand.
And you got to think, with a lefty on deck, lefty in the bullpen, probably the last batter he'll face here, and be huge if he can get this guy out. Runner will get a head start on the 3-2 pitch, though.
Big pitch upcoming. Gonzalez sets. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it by him. German-American Bank strikeout to end the inning. 4th total for Yohan Gonzalez. We go to the bottom half. Otters trail by 1, 5-4 on the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Back here inside historic Bosse Field, we just got up and stretched. Heading down now to the bottom half of the 7th. Hamilton Oliver still on the bump for Schaumburg. He worked a clean 6th inning after walking the leadoff man. Got a strikeout, a flyout, and then a lay Camo. After the leadoff walk, sack bunted, Keenan Taylor over after a stolen base to 3rd.
I will say that's a run that you really want to get, and it's a shame you didn't. But at this point, it's in the past. You still need a run here in these last 3 innings. Couple of one-run losses the last couple of days. You really want to try to get this one here and not suffer another one-run loss.
Brings up L.J. Jones. 1 for 2, a walk, a run scored, a single, a stolen base. Had himself a nice night. First pitch to him. Outside, 1-0.
And it feels like if you can tie it up or even take the lead with the way this bullpen's been pitching, you feel really good about going into the final couple of innings.
1 ball, no strikes. Here it is. Swung on, high fly ball, shallow center field. Soika back on it. Looks like Craig is under it, and he will drop the baseball. Here comes Jones to second, sliding. He is safe. The bag popped up and out of the ground, so they're going to have to replace that. But L.J. Jones getting into second base on a very costly error.
And how about L.J. Jones running that one out and being ready to take advantage on that drop? And that's not the first time we've seen them kind of struggle with the ball out there. It looked like Prater and Craig were both kind of getting at it. Craig called him off, but he just couldn't bring it in. And another huge break for the Otters, and now all of a sudden tying run is in scoring position once again, and a big opportunity here for the Otters to try to tie this one up.
Cruz is 1 for 3, already an RBI tonight.
So the third baseman is playing in, expecting a sac bunt. And if I'm McCauley here, I would let Cruz swing away with the way he's been swinging the bat.
First pitch to the Otters second baseman is taken outside. No score around. 1 ball, no strikes.
Like I said, I love that. I love that. And we'll see if maybe they'll swing it out now. But again, he's just been hitting the ball so well. I wouldn't want to take the bat out of his hands here.
Oliver looks in and sets. The right-hander looks back at Jones and fires. Swung on, line drive right to Will Prater over at second base for out number 1.
That's just a bad look out right there because hit on the knob, just
First baseman.
right to Prater at second.
Raymond Gill.
Now Raymond Gill, he struck out twice. He's also singled. Yeah, that one a little knuckler, it seemed, over to second base. Tough luck. Otters with a tying run on second base and L.J. Jones. First pitch to the gloveless Ray Gill, who swings and misses.
Again, first pitch off speed there from Oliver. Seems to be his main pitch.
The righty sets and fires the 0-1. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. It is Ethan Bradford, the Evansville pin. For the Boomers, it's quiet.
Oliver's a guy that, if they can, they would love to have him finish this game out. Potentially at least get to the 9th inning and, throw your closer in there, assuming they have a typical closer.
We know that the Otters, the way Valdez is pitching, would love to throw him out there in the 9th if they could take a lead in the late stages. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. 1 gone here, bottom 7, 5-4. The score, the pitch. Down and in the dirt, 2-1. Boomers jumped out ahead early, but the Otters, scrappy. In their innings, they fought back. A 3-run 5th brought them from 4 down to now just 1 down. And L.J. Jones just standing 180 feet away after reaching on a leadoff 2-base error by Alec Craig. Oliver sets. Out of the stretch, he'll work. The 2-1. High and away, 3-1.
Great job from Gill here, making Oliver come to him. And again, 3-1 count here. Base is open. Don't be too aggressive, but if you get your pitch here, just take it and hack at it.
3 balls, 1 strike. Here it is. Cold strike 2. Oh boy, did that just hit the corner.
I'll say it looked a little bit more outside than I initially thought, or from here it looked more outside than it was, but good frame job there from the catcher, Norman, to really pull it back in. Again, just one of those 50-50 calls that you kind of hope goes your way, but it didn't there.
Now a payoff. Here it is. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Gill goes down swinging for the 3rd time tonight. Brings up Ty Krittenberger, who had a big RBI double just 2 innings ago in the 5th.
Number 3, Ty Krittenberger.
And Oliver, after throwing a couple of off speed, reared back and throw that fastball just right by him.
Krittenberger, a right-handed batter. First pitch to him. Down and away, bounced it. 1 ball, no strikes. Oliver looking for a huge 3rd out in a row here. Otters need a big hit. The 1-0. Outside, 2-0. On deck would be Justin Felix. Felix 0 for 3 has struck out 3 times. Did reach on a wild pitch after a drop 3rd strike in the 4th. Here's the 2-0 now to Krittenberger. High, 3-0.
And the way Felix has swung the bat today, I wonder if there is a walk here, could we see a potential pinch hit opportunity?
The 3-0. Automatic take, automatic strike. 3-1. You almost wonder if they're pitching Crittenberger a little safer because Justin Felix is on deck. The 3-1 now. Taken up and in, ball 4.
That's it to your head.
Smart at bat there for Crittenberger. He kind of knew that they weren't going to attack him there with that base open and the guy behind him.
The catcher.
So Justin Felix will get an opportunity. As mentioned, 0 for 3, struck out 3 times, all swinging.
Again, it's unclear. Mason White was late scratch today. How healthy him or Benson are. Those are the 2 bench players other than Cohen Wilbanks.
The pitch. Checked his swing, went around, and probably was going to be called a strike anyway. 0-1. Felix right-handed bat. Big power, but also a very good eye. Does strike out a lot, though. The 0-1 pitch. Just missed outside. 1-1. Norman holding that one for as long as he could down there on the frame.
Yeah, he wanted to get that call. It said just missed the zone. And Justin Felix has checked his swing a lot today.
Yeah, seems to be in between. The 1-1. Outside. Didn't get in between on that one. Got away from Norman. Throw to third. Not in time. L.J. Jones, an awkward slide into third base. Time is called. And
yeah, it looked like a late decision to slide. He was kind of in between. He had beaten the throw. I don't think he really needed to slide, but like I said, a late decision there, but safe nonetheless. And the go-ahead run moving from first to second is really huge as well.
yeah, for the second time in as many innings. The go-ahead run just 180 feet away. Seems like pitch clock with some issues.
Look, yeah, it looks like the pitch clock went out in center field, which unfortunately at this old ballpark hasn't been uncommon. I think it's the first time we've really experienced it this year, but it was something that was a problem last year.
The 2-1 to Felix. Taken for a strike. Front door slider, it looks like. 2-2. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Time called.
Looks like umpires are talking with each other, trying to. Home plate umpire looks like he's trying to communicate and
We are having technical issues.
let him know that to help him with the pitch clock whenever that time comes.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on. Huge pitch upcoming from Oliver to Felix. Oliver looks into Norman, sets, and the 2-2. Just missed. Oliver was making his way to the third base dugout, but instead it's a full count.
I think Felix thought it was going to be an off-speed pitch. It ended up being a fastball top corner. And again, that was, one of those 50-50 calls that sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. Went the Otters' way that time.
Here's the payoff. Ball 4. Did he go around? He did not. Bases loaded. Brings up Keenan Taylor.
Sidewalk Cafe and Bar.
And again, another check swing, but holds off that time. And again, Keenan Taylor up. Hot bat coming to the plate.
The left fielder, number 12.
0 for 2, a walk and a stolen base so far tonight. Huge spot here. Otters left the bases loaded in the 4th. Another opportunity. First pitch to Taylor. Bounced it. 1 ball, no strikes.
He already extended his team high on base streak to 6 with that walk earlier. But now just trying to at least get the tying run home from third, potentially the go-ahead run home from second.
1 ball, no strikes. Here it is. That one taken low. 2-0. Top of the order due up in Lake Como.
Keenan Taylor, not a guy who strikes out a ton. He does a really good job at making contact.
The 2-0. Outside ball 3, and you have to take all the way here. Red light all the way.
1,000%, because, I mean, it'd be different if there was a base open, but nowhere to put him right now. You walk, tying run scores, and get the top of the order coming up into Lake Como, who's shown he's been really good at hitting with runners in scoring position as well.
The 3-0 offering. Nowhere to put him. The pitch. Inside ball 4, tie ball game. An RBI walk, 3 straight free passes given by Oliver, and we're knotted at 5.
That is the second time Keenan Taylor's walked home a run. Did it on Sunday as well in the top of the second inning. That was right before Lake Como hit a 2 RBI single, so hopefully we see the same.
I mean, tonight, we knew that this team, obviously there's work to do, obviously. But we knew this team was just moments away from clicking. It feels like tonight, if they're able to get the job done, it's just a huge culture-building type of game.
Exactly, and we're talking about getting the big hits. I mean, this is the moment right here. You need a run to score to take the lead, and then, use your bullpen arms to get you out of it.
First pitch to Como. Up and away, ball 1. 6 straight balls now.
I believe it's actually 8.
Oof.
You had a few to Justin Felix as well.
The 1-0. That one's in there for a strike. Como was taking until he saw one in the zone. Now there is action in the Boomers bullpen.
Looks like they lost a ball, but thankfully able to get it back before umpire had to call time.
The 1-1. Inside ball 4. Ball gets away, but no advance from anybody as Norman did a good job of keeping it in front of him. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Great job from Como there, letting Crittenberger know over at third did not come, that Norman had secured it with plenty of time.
Oliver has just lost it so far here in this inning. 3 straight allowed via the free pass. The 2-1. Popped him up. Third base side, foul territory. Over towards it is Fedko, running out of room near the wall, and it drops on the warning track. Nice break there from Lake Como.
Looked like he was more worried about where the wall was at and lost track of the ball because it fell a little bit behind him, actually. So, again, you're right. Another break for the Otters here. Second life for Como.
Como already with a double back in the third. 1 for 3 officially. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases juiced. 5-5 ball game, bottom 7. The pitch. Outside ball 3. We'll have another big payoff.
And now runners will be in motion, so base hit almost certainly will score Justin Felix as well. Again, that runner from third is the important one, but never bad to have insurance. They play Como to pull here.
3-2. Swung on, lifted in the air. Shallow center field. In on it is Soika. Bermuda Triangle is where it goes, but Soika calls off everybody to make the catch. Either way, Otters able to tie it after a bad loss of control from Hamilton Oliver. 5-5 going to the top of the 8th. You're listening on the Otters Digital Network.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page.
Ethan Bradford, the new pitcher in for Evansville. Big left-hander. He'll face two lefties here in this inning as he faces 7, 8, and 1. We take a look at Bradford. 4 appearances this year, 4 2/3. He's struck out 4, given up 2 walks, given up 4 hits. His last appearance went an inning and 2/3, did not give up a hit or a run, struck out 2.
And that was a really good bounce-back performance after the first appearance he had in Mississippi didn't go well at all. But the bounce back in that final game went 1 2/3 innings, like you said, didn't give up a hit or a run, struck out a couple. So, it's one of those things that gives you a lot of confidence going forward.
Yohan Gonzalez also continuing to impress. Another 2 innings of scoreless work. Did walk 3, but struck out 4.
Yeah, man, did walk himself into a little bit of trouble, but able to get himself out of it each time. So
Will Prater, one of the 2 lefties, due up here against Bradford. Prater has come up 3 times and walked 3 times. See if Bradford can find the zone against him. The first pitch. Places a bunt down. It will get foul, 0-1.
Looks like that bunt ate up his bat with how fast that came in up and in.
89 miles an hour.
Prater taking his time, getting back to the zone. Again, Prater, guy with a lot of speed, so it's not shocking to try to bunt to get on.
The 0-1 pitch. Taken on the outside corner for a strike, 0-2.
That'll be big here to try to get these first 2 guys before you get back to the top of the lineup. If you can get these quick 2 outs, you set yourself up with a cushion when you get to the big bats.
The 0-2. Down and away, 1-2.
That one just missed low.
Pitch clock now back up and operating in center field, so that's always nice to see.
You start to wonder, why does it go out? Because I couldn't tell you.
The 1-2. Swung on up the middle. A couple of bounces to Camo, who fields it with one hand, goes to first for out number 1. Nice play out there up the middle by Camo.
Camo's just had such sure hands at shortstop, and obviously, it's one of those things that's easier said than done when you watch him do that, but he does make it look so easy out there. And that's what you want from your shortstop, everyday shortstop, is just to make those plays look easy.
Brings up Satchel Norman. The first pitch to Norman is taken low for a ball. 1-0 to the right-hander. I mean, I think one of the reasons, 107-year-old ballpark, 108 years old, it's the ghost of Bosse Field turning the pitch clock off.
That's what happens when you try to implement new technology into an old ballpark.
That one missing low as well, 2-0.
Satchel Norman has now 4 hits on the year. 3 of them have been doubles, and the other one has been a home run.
That one laced through the left side of the infield. 102 off the bat. I mean, yeah, you were just saying, when he makes contact, he makes hard contact, and that's exactly what that just was. One out single.
I say very similar to what the Otters get from Justin Felix as well as, their catcher.
Now Alec Craig, left-hander. He's walked twice, a single RBI single for him as well, so 1 for 2.
And already 3 stolen bases on the year for Norman. So he is a stolen base threat potential.
That one missed down and away, 1-0. See if he decides to go here with now a tie ball game. One ball, no strikes. 1 out. The pitch. Up and in, and it got him. So taking first base will be Alec Craig on the hit by pitch. Bullpen quiet for the Otters as well. Brings up Brent Spillane. Spillane today is 1 for 4. An RBI double back in the 4th. And now go-ahead run for Schaumburg on second base, just one away here in the top of the 8th. 5-5 ball game. The pitch from Bradford. Taken up and away, 1-0. And now we'll have a conversation. Now up and throwing in the Otters bullpen is Griff Hughes.
Yeah, and he's trying to work quickly here as they have a quick conversation, because it's very similar to what we saw in Mississippi, where some of these batters are just, getting to Bradford, getting these hits, getting hits early in the count. So
even the one out he got was hard hit up the middle on the ground to Camo. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. The pitch. Swung on, fouled back, 1-1.
that's a great place right there to get back into the zone, just barely inside. Getting into Spillane's hands.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 5-5, the score. Here's the pitch. Up and away, 2-1. And man, I'll tell you what. If you are looking for stress-free baseball, I don't think Bosse Field is the place for you.
Oh, no. Yeah, always got to make it a little bit stressful. I got to say, Norman over there at second, he gets he bounces back a little bit, and then he starts walking in whenever Bradford looks at him. And then he does a big dance from the secondary.
2-1 is swung on and missed on the 90-mile-per-hour heater upstairs. 2-2.
Looks like he's just trying to do whatever he can to at least try to get in the pitcher's head and to help out his teammate who's up at the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Hughes still up and warming. There is also action for Schaumburg. Bradford sets. Fires the 2-2. Up high, gets past Felix. Both runners will advance. So now they go ahead and the second run, both in scoring position.
And now we're probably going to see the infield come in. It's a full count here, so you still have the opportunity to strike him out and get a big second out. But job just got a lot tougher now.
Here comes the 3-2 from Bradford as he sets. And he deals. Swung on, bounced on the ground, past the reaching glove of Pavin Parks. Walking into home plate will be Norman. They will hold the runner and Craig at third. And Schaumburg all of a sudden back up on top, 6-5.
That's a tough one right there. Thankfully, the runner at second had to hold and wasn't able to score, but that run that the Otters got to tie the game just gave it right back, and the Boomers are still threatening.
So that'll spell the end for Ethan Bradford. Another outing where he just couldn't quite find it. We'll talk about Griff Hughes and his numbers when we come back at 6-5. Schaumburg on the Otters Digital Network.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
So it'll be left-hander Griff Hughes in to pitch for the Otters. Griff Hughes so far this year has given up 2 runs in 6 2/3 innings, a 1-1 record. His last time out, an inning and 2/3 Gave up 2 hits, struck out 1, did not give up a run. See how he does here in some trouble. Schaumburg threatening to get up by even more. It's 6-5 right now.
Hughes has been put in some tight spots. Obviously, in that game against Gateway, where the international tiebreaker runner went to second, able to strand him, allow the Otters to get their first win of the season. So one of the most trusted relievers out of this Otters bullpen in a really big spot here, because you really want to keep this lead at 1 if possible.
Brings up Andrew Soika. Bradford still on the hook for both runners out there. Hughes looks in, sets. First pitch to Soika. Is in there for a strike. Hughes, a guy that has been used in high leverage situations since opening night. It's the 0-1 pitch. Squaring around to Soika to bunt. That's a perfect one. That's going to score 1. Oh, underhand toss to first does get him. But what a play there by Soika to get that down in the perfect spot, right in front of J.J. Cruz, and it's 7-5.
That was about as perfect as you could have placed that. He almost beat that out, but a fantastic glove flip from Griff Hughes to get that second out. That can't be understated, because even though a run does score, you really needed to get that out, and did a good job getting to the ball, flipping it over to first, and getting that second out.
Brings up Christian Fedko. Fedko is 0 for 3, a walk and a run scored for him. Hughes stepped off once, now steps back on. Looks in and sets. Fires the first pitch to the Boomers cleanup guy. It's taken in there for a strike, 0-1. Evansville, they've battled back to this point now with 6 outs to get at least 2 runs to stay alive here in this one. Hughes still needing 1 to get out of this inning. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? He did. 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-run lead for Schaumburg, top 8. Runner on second base is Spillane. Hughes sets. Fires the 0-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Felix picks it up, throws to first in time for the 3rd out. Huge strikeout there for Griff Hughes, and gets out of a tough spot, only surrendering 1 inherited runner. 7-5, Schaumburg on top. Bottom 8 coming up here on the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Back here, bottom 8. 2-run ball game, Schaumburg in front, 7-5. New pitcher for Schaumburg, number 12, Dylan Stutzman, 5'11" right-hander from Bloomington, Indiana. So, bit of a homecoming for him.
Yeah, and Braden Scott from around that area as well. Coming back to Indiana to play some more baseball and try to really attack the heart of these Otters fans.
See how he does here. He will face 2, 3, and 4 as Graham Brown comes up. Brown 2 for 4, a solo shot as well as an RBI single for him tonight.
And he spent a couple of seasons with Schaumburg back in 2018 and 2019, and then rejoined Schaumburg in 2023, and has been here for the last 3 years.
Huge couple of innings here for the Otters, to say the least. Fighting all the way back to tie the ball game in the bottom of the 7th to immediately get gut punched in the top half of this inning by 2 Schaumburg runs to respond. The pitch. Up and in for a strike. 0-1. Graham Brown with a really nice past 4 games in an Otters uniform. The 0-1 offering. Taken outside, 1-1. In that time, 3 homers.
He's really broken out, the guy that we kind of were waiting for. I mean, he'd been batting second the entire year. Obviously, Coach McCauley expected a lot of him.
Takes outside, 2-1. I mean, that a lot of times to start the year, some of these guys, they start off cold. I mean, you don't see live pitching until May. It's hard for a lot of these guys who are used to affiliate ball in that schedule. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, fouled back, overhead foul ball, brought to you by Hedge Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Do you ever regret it, Lucas?
I don't regret anything.
Don't regret it? No,
Everything I say is perfect.
no regrets, huh?
Except for the tattoo that says no regrets.
The 2-2. Up. Oh, that got him inside. Right in the rib cage. I mean, nice start to the inning, I guess, for the Otters, getting one on, but they got it on the painful way. It's just lost it inside. Yeah, right in the side, looks like. Maybe in the hip bone.
Yeah, just hip or the thigh, but yeah, it looked like a slider. Tried to get it to the front door, but just lost control of it and went directly at Graham Brown. Another big at-bat here for Pavin Parks.
Here's the thing. You think Pavin Parks is swinging for the fence this year?
It's always tough to tell because he's not a guy that has to, give it his all to hit it out. When he hits home runs, it looks easy. It's easy kind of power. It's similar to what L.J. Jones has.
Yeah.
So, in a situation like this, I think you're just trying to get on base and really keep putting pressure on this team. But, if Stutzman makes a mistake here and leaves it over the heart of the plate, Parks is 1,000% the guy that would make you pay.
Parks is 1 for 4 today. First pitch to him. Swung on and missed. 0-1.
And he wanted that one. That one was center cut. Just missed it.
Graham Brown, a guy that could be a stolen base threat over there. No balls, 1 strike. Here it is to Pavin Parks from the right-hander and Stutzman. Never mind. Time called.
And the thing you don't want here is to get thrown out on the base paths. So if he's going to steal, it's got to be when you're ready and when you know you can get it.
Stutzman looks in. Agrees. Sets. The 0-1. Swung on, popped him up. Shallow center field. Coming in on it is Soika. 1 away. Now L.J. Jones, he's reached 3 times, 1 for 3 officially. He reached on an error to begin the 7th, a walk and a single for him as well. L.J., a guy the Otters would really like to get hot the way that Graham Brown has.
I mean, this is the inning you really want to strike because this is where your heart of the order is, and you want to get something here in this inning rather than push it off to the 9th.
Here's the first pitch to LJ. Swung on, fouled it right back into the mask. 0-1.
So another first pitch fastball that's right there for the taking. That one a little bit more in, tougher to get around. Looks like the Otters really want to attack early in the account against this guy.
Here's the 0-1. Never mind. It's made over to first. But Brown back safely. Outfield playing straight up. Well, Tolley out in left playing a little deeper than what you'd usually see. Infield straight up as well. The 0-1. Inside. Nice pitch, but just missed. 1-1.
And Brown over there first. Looked like he almost went, thought he had it timed up, but ended up going back and not going for the steal.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here it is. Runner goes inside for a strike, but no throw.
That was an epic stolen base.
And you looked like a pretty slow delivery to the plate by the pitcher Stutzman. It really felt like there wasn't an opportunity for Norman to make that play, even if it was a fastball. It looked like Graham Brown had that easily.
And you kind of saw Norman after that just look up into the air, kind of frustrated a little bit that he wasn't able to get the throw off. But now they got L.J. Jones in a 2-strike count.
I will say it came right after the umpire called strike. It almost felt like he was disappointed it was a strike.
Yeah. Certainly be an interesting thing to be disappointed at.
So almost 3,000 spin rate on that off-speed pitch. You can tell there's a lot of movement on those benders.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Stutzman sets the pitch to Jones. Swung on, popped up, foul. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
Choose the best. Never regret it.
So the count stays at 1-2. Here it is from the right-hander in Stutzman. Check swing. Did he go around? He did not. Oh, 2-2.
Yeah, and it looked like first base umpire Max Steiner over there at second. It wasn't really a good look at it. You know, whenever you're only 3 umpires, sometimes you don't really get good looks at it because that one was close. And I wonder what the call would have been down if he had been down the first baseline.
Count evened. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jones representing the tying run. Here it is. Swung on, reached for it. Slow roller to Craig. Throw to first in time for out number 2. Does advance Brown to third. Now for J.J. Cruz.
I say Brown running in front of that ball, trying to distract Craig there. And I think it did a little bit. He took a little bit longer to get it than I think he would have normally, but he's still able to make the long throw over to first to get Jones in time.
Cruz 1 for 4, RBI single.
And that line out back in the 6th inning. It was hard hit, but just went right to the defense.
First pitch to Cruz. Way wide, gets away from the catcher Norman. Here comes the runner, and Graham Brown's going to score. The throw back to home was way wide, but didn't matter as no one else was on base.
It was very lucky, a little bit of luck there for the Otters. That ball didn't bounce back off the back wall. It kind of just stuck. So the catcher Norman had to go all the way back for it, and with the speed of Graham Brown, he's easily able to make it.
So now, once again, just a 1-run game. Pitch clock violation, so it's going to be a 1 ball, 1 strike now. Boy, and that. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to J.J. Cruz. Swung on and missed to 1-2. Big swing there from Cruz. Raymond Gill on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it is. That one's low, 2-2. No one up and going for the Otters in the bullpen. And home plate umpire Evan Kerr telling someone in the Otters dugout, no more.
I think it's probably quite a bit of them, and I don't think it's just one person.
The 2-2. High, 3-2.
And right here for J.J. Cruz, you just need to get on by any means necessary. Another guy who could potentially steal a base and, get the tying run on the base, keep this inning alive, and keep battling. We've seen the Otters multiple times so far this year be able to string together 2-out rallies.
The payoff. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So, that'll end the inning, but the Otters do get one back on a hit by pitch, stolen base, and then a wild pitch. We go to the top of the 9th. 1-run lead for Schaumburg, 7-6 on the Otters Digital Network.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library. Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page.
Ninth inning time, top of the 9th, 7-6. Schaumburg in front. Griff Hughes out for another inning of work for Evansville. Did a good job of coming in and replacing Ethan Bradford and getting a couple of quick outs to keep that one pretty well exactly where it was. 7-6 the score right now after the Otters getting one big run back in the bottom of the 8th. And they would really like Hughes to come in here and just slam the door here in the top of the 9th.
And we've seen the Otters last couple of nights now lose by 1 run, being close at it, and not being able to come through. And we'll see if as long as Hughes can get us back to the 9th inning, only down by 1, the Otters can actually break through in the 9th inning. Obviously, it'll be a different closer than we saw the last couple of nights. That closer actually just got his 3rd save in a row for Mississippi. So
Anthony Calarco, the batter, the first pitch to him is swung on and missed. 0-1. And Mississippi winning that one against Down East 6-4 at Granger Stadium in North Carolina. The 0-1 pitch to Calarco. Swung on and missed way out in front of that one. 0-2.
We talked a lot about Yohan Gonzalez and Valdez being, big arms out of the bullpen, but I think Griff Hughes is a guy who's really, really been excellent for the Otters and continues to be really good and really reliable since he's gotten here last year.
No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody gone. The pitch from Hughes. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Go to German American Bank. It's a German American Bank strikeout.
Left fielder, 13.
Here comes Banks Tolley. 2-run blast, a walk. Hughes looks in, sets. Delivers. Taken low, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Swung on and missed, foul tipped, actually, into the glove of Felix. And what began as a night where we didn't even know if we were going to get this one in due to the rain and the severe weather threat turned into a beautiful night here at Bosse Field. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Felix again, 1-2. 69 degrees here in the nighttime hours in Evansville, Indiana. Wonderful night for some baseball. The 1-2 from Hughes. High, 2-2. Going at 90 miles an hour, not even really a chance. Hughes losing that one way upstairs. Looking for his third strikeout in a row. The 2-2 offering. Swung on, laced up the middle, base hit. Hard hit. Single on a line drive up the middle from Banks-Tolley, his second hit of the night, third time he's reached.
And that one was very much center cut right down the middle. You know, we saw him at a home run on that pitch, that kind of pitch earlier in the night.
Your attention,
So we're going to have a pinch runner over at first, Michael Gold.
23, Michael Gould.
So Gould will run for Tolley. So we'll see if he ends up playing over in left field as well.
He is an outfielder. In this, while it is definitely a pinch run situation, you also set it up where he's probably a really good defender. He's already set up to go play left field whenever the time comes. He did steal 28 bases in 29 attempts at Maryville back in 2024 in his final season of college baseball.
First pitch now to Fitzgerald. Is taken in there for a strike, 0-1.
We saw Braden Scott do a really good job holding runners on, and you see right there, Hughes did similar. You know, Gould's first step back is back towards first, which is a really good sign.
The 0-1 now. Pickoff move is not in time.
Again, with only 3 separate disengagements, you only have really one more left to potentially scare him. And, you know, if you get to that point, it'll be tough to hold him there.
The 0-1. Swung on and missed way out in front of that one, 0-2. And yeah, and if you do throw over one more time, he's going to have a huge secondary lead that third time. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first is Gould. The pitch. Swung on, grounded foul near the Boomers' dugout. Count stays.
And I think there's really no reason to throw over at this point because every single time Hughes is going to the plate, Gould's first step is back. So he's not really in run mode. We'll see if maybe that changes, but.
The 0-2. Up and away, quick snap throw over to first is not in time either. Just another way to keep the runner honest without giving up one of those disengagements. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 7-6, Schaumburg, top 9. Here it is. Swung on, hit high the opposite way, but tailing well foul in right field. 1-2.
Choose the best, never regret it.
So we'll do it again at 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck is Will Prater. The 1-2. High. 2-2. That one at 91 miles an hour, a couple inches above the zone. About neck high. Another one then. The Otters. Man, they just feel like they're so close, night in, night out. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for Griff Hughes. Here's Will Prater.
You know, and you got to say, like, in a night especially where early it looked like this might be, you know, get out of hand to be a blowout, you know, for the Otters to really, you know, lock back in and battle back and make it close. It does show the fight of this team that it is there, and they're really trying to scratch and claw their way to some wins, but they've just been coming just up short, and this is why it feels like they're so close to just clicking and putting it all together.
First pitch to Prater is in there for a strike. 0-1. Yeah, this team just something about it where, you know, they're losing games right now, but it doesn't seem like they're far off. The 0-1. Never mind, it's made over to first. Not in time. But the way this division is going, I mean, Lake Erie right now, who's in first place currently, up 3-2 over Windy City in the 8th. They're in first place. Washington tied with Joliet in the bottom of the 6th. See, 0-1 pitch. Taken in there for a strike, 0-2. You'd really like to get this one to try and get a game up on Washington if they were to fall. Good news is Florence did lose. That's good news for the Otters. So Florence will stay at the bottom. The 0-2 pitch. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Doesn't matter. Griff Hughes striking out 3 in the 9th. We go to the bottom half. Otters need 1 to tie, 2 to win here on the Otters Digital Network.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
So it'll be Mitch White to try and come in and close this one out for the Boomers. Michael Gould is in left field, so a new player out there in the outfield. Mitch White, I mean, coming in here as the closer for the Boomers, how has he looked?
So far in the year, he's appeared 4 times. He's finished all those games. He has gotten a save. This is his second season with Schaumburg. Played last year, appeared in 37 games. It wasn't their closer. He only got 1 save on the season, pitched in 50 innings, and pitched to a 3.42 ERA. But so far this year, hasn't given up a run, hasn't walked anybody, hasn't given up a hit in 4 innings, and has struck out 6. So he has started the season very hot, and it's going to be a tall task for the Otters to come back. But we've seen the Otters fight so far, and we'll see if they can keep it up.
It'll be 6, 7, 8, the 3-2. Raymond Gill to begin. 1 for 4. He struck out 3 times, does have a single. See how he does here against White. It's been a battle from start to finish. 7-6 the score currently, bottom 9. The pitch from White. Taken inside. 1-0. Interesting. Gill now with a batting glove on his bottom hand. It's the first time I've seen that this year from him. The 1-0. Swung on and missed, 1-1.
A 94-mile-per-hour fastball up, out of the zone. The Otters, easily the fastest pitcher they've seen all night. They're going to have to work to catch up to some of these.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. 1-run ball game. The pitch. Taken just outside. 2-1.
Another, a great take there on a pitch that just missed outside.
That one at 93.
Haven't seen anything off speed yet.
The 2-1. High. 3-1. It's crazy that even here in the Frontier League, you get back-end guys up there throwing mid-90s. I know in the majors you get, in an affiliate ball, you get up in triple digits sometimes, but the velocity and the professional level of this game now is crazy. The 3-1. Swung on and missed, 3-2. All fastballs thus far.
Yes, he has only thrown heat, and since he hasn't thrown one yet, you wonder, maybe if he tries to throw Gill off here, but, if for some reason he just doesn't trust it tonight, or if he just thinks he can blow by Gill, But now a full count. Obviously, you don't want to walk him. I wonder what he's going to do here.
The payoff. Called strike 3, fastball at the knees. So Gill goes down looking.
That one,
Number 3, Ty Crittenberger.
it just touched the bottom of the zone. Again, one of those that could go either way, and you hope it goes your way. It didn't that time, and that's a tough first out for the Otters.
Brings up Ty Crittenberger. He's 0 for 3, walked, and he is 1 for 2. 2 walks, a double as well, that being an RBI double.
It's been a very good debut for Crittenberger so far.
First pitch to him. Taken for a strike. 0-1. Justin Felix is on deck. So it seems like if Crittenberger gets on, it wouldn't be a pinch hitter. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed at a pitch that was halfway in the left-handed batter's box and bounced.
That was the first off-speed he threw there, and clearly Crittenberger was sitting fastball and trying to catch up. Made a guess on it early, and it dropped off, and he was nowhere close to it.
So 0-2, time called. Pitch clock violation on Crittenberger. Strike 3.
Ooh, that is a tough way to get out, because he called it while he was in the box. You see Crittenberger is trying to explain it. And now McCauley's going to have a conversation, because that's a tough call there to make.
And this is one where we might see Andy, get tossed to make a point. But, we'll see. Maybe not. He'll go back. But, man, oh, man, is that a tough way? It's not great.
You can hear the dugout is a lot louder than what McCauley was. They are not happy with that, and I understand why.
Here's Justin Felix. 2 outs here in the 9th. First pitch to him is low. 1-0.
It's a good first take there for Felix. He'll obviously, if you get a first pitch to attack, that's always great, but feels like he's at his best when he's diagnosing the at-bat and making it go longer.
The 1-0. Inside 2-0.
2 very good takes on pitches that just missed the zone here.
Gould playing real deep out and left.
Felix is a guy that he can definitely run into one. Hits the ball hard when he makes contact.
The 2-0. Outside ball 3. Felix has also yet to see a breaking ball.
Well, out 3-0, I don't think that he's going to throw one here. The breaking ball he has thrown was not very close either.
The 3-0. Ball 4, not even close. So now it's Keenan Taylor with a chance in the tying run on first. Otters are going to make White work for it. Taylor tonight, 0 for 2, has drawn 2 walks. His last one back in the 7th was an RBI walk.
He came into this game first among Otters in slugging percentage with a .522. And 7 hits, had a couple of doubles as a home run. He's got some pop in that bat, and we'll see what he does here in this at-bat.
Takes the first pitch strike on the inner half. Fastball at 92. It seemed like White took a little bit off of that one, make sure he found the zone. Felix at first, not necessarily a threat to steal. Decent lead, though. The 0-1. Bender just missed, 1-1.
I think it's only the second off-speed pitch he's thrown, and that one looked a lot better. A heck of a take from Keenan Taylor there to not swing.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here it is. Swung on and blasted. High and deep left field. Back on it, Gould. Goodbye. Otters walk off. 8-7 the final. Keenan Keenan Taylor, a 2-run blast to left to send everyone home happy. 8-7 the final here in Evansville, Indiana. Second walk-off win for the Otters.
Keenan Taylor's second home run of the year is the biggest home run of the season. The Otters get back in the win column when their first series opener, and what a way to do it.
When we come back, it'll be the Papa John's post-game show. That's an Otters winner, 8-7. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
So the Otters, with an 8-7 win over Schaumburg here tonight, all came down to a Keenan Taylor 2-out, 2-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth inning. And oh my goodness, he set this place ablaze here in this bottom half of the ninth. What? I know we're early, but that could be a season-defining win for this Otters team.
Especially against a team like Schaumburg that had started off the season so hot. He was sitting fastball, hadn't really thrown too many off speeds that night. He got a fastball that was up in the zone, center cut, and he just took a hack on it. And like I said, he's swinging the hottest bat in the Otters right now. And especially after, Minim's going to miss some time, a guy like Keenan Taylor stepping up and filling a void could be huge for this team. And again, momentum-wise, this is going to set the clubhouse on fire. They're going to be excited going the rest of the season. And now you can beat any team in this league if you can beat Schaumburg.
And being able to do that and have a moment like that after a moment like the Ty Crittenberger at bat where he strikes out on the pitch clock and the dugout was hot then. And then Keenan Taylor, Justin Felix, first of all, working great at bat, drawing the walk, and then Keenan Taylor coming up and sending everyone home. I mean, that's huge for a culture of a team.
Yeah, and, I think it's important to remember Mitch White hadn't given up a hit in 4 innings. He had struck out 6. He hadn't walked any. Then he walks Justin Felix, and then Keenan Taylor comes up in a huge blast. And we can talk about the momentum all time, but just for the team to battle the way they did throughout the game, just keeping the game close. It's kind of what we talked about. These last few games, they've been keeping it close and keeping it there. They just haven't been able to get that final time. They do it again tonight. They keep it close. Obviously, they give up. They give the lead back to the Boomers, but just to keep it close and keep it there, and then to strike there, in the ninth inning. And I think it's important to remember that Graham Brown run scored in the 8th.
Oh yeah,
on the wild pitch. The 2-out walk, gets a stolen base. And then scores in the wild pitch and really sets up that ninth inning to go the way it went.
And how about that performance from Griff Hughes? Just gutsy. Coming in with when Ethan Bradford was in, got in some trouble, Griff Hughes getting out of it, only giving up 1 inherited run. What a huge night for him on the mound.
Exactly. That's his second win of the year. He's come in some high-leverage situations and really done work. And, again, only allowing that 1 run to score in that inning is huge. And then to come in and close out the top of the ninth inning the way he did is obviously massive as well. So, you can look top to bottom, lineup in the rotation, Braden Scott going back out there for a 5th inning and shutting them down there. Yohan Gonzalez coming in, and he struggled a little bit with walks, but getting those strikeouts, getting in and out. And then you mentioned Griff Hughes is going to get the win. You can look in the lineup, in the bullpen, the rotation, just top to bottom, people playing huge roles in this game that maybe at the time felt a little bit smaller, but where they ended up is so huge, and it's a huge, huge dub for the Otters.
And now, tomorrow, you have Parker Brahms on the mound, who has been really good this year. You have a chance to take a series from a team that has been great so far this year in Schaumburg.
Yeah, and Brahms with a quality start against Three Rivers, who has been a really, really good offensive team this year. We've seen, quality start, and obviously that game got wild at the end in those last 3 innings. But I think it's kind of gets lost in the sauce of he had a quality start that night and really shut down that offense.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get to see him tomorrow and hopefully come in and do a similar performance. And with these starters, and again with this offense, the way we've seen tonight, keep the team in the game. They can go get some runs for you, and they can go get a win. So a huge, huge game for the Otters, and it really sets you in the right direction, top to bottom, to really hopefully go on a streak and start winning some of these ball games.
Well, and tomorrow, 6:35 p.m., the start time again. Me and you right back here at Bosse Field on the Otters Digital Network. And tomorrow, now all of a sudden, there's an excitement. I mean, we're 5 minutes after a walk-off. Obviously, there's excitement, but there's just an excitement about tomorrow's game now that this has just happened.
Exactly, and like I said, we talked about momentum a lot, but just the efforts from top to bottom in that lineup. Justin Felix with 2 outs drawing the walk. Keenan Taylor going up there and just giving that swing. It's a huge, huge momentum shift for this squad that we talked about it, have been close the entire season. They haven't really had a game where it felt like they couldn't win. They've been close. They just haven't been able to get over that hump. And now you get a game like this where you do. And now you feel like, okay, well, if we can do it tonight against a closer like that, we can do it against anybody. And we can go out there and we can beat anybody. And like I said, this team, through everything that's happened, felt like they're close to a breakout. And this feels like the win to really start that.
Well, you just listened to the Papa John's post-game show. Papa John's, the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and post-game shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and the Home Team Network. Well, Lucas, anything more to add?
Very exciting. There's not. Words can't really express how important that win is. We can breathe it until the cows come home. We'll probably talk about it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that kind of win sets you up in the right direction. Instead of 3-7, you're 4-6. You're only 2 games behind 500. You stay within that division race, in that win column. So, first opener of a series to win, which felt like something they just couldn't get going. So, not much after that, I guess.
Well, everybody, thank you for listening or watching wherever you're doing so, whether it be on the Otters Digital Network, on Home Team Network. And for Lucas Macklin, I'm Riley Angel. And as always, have a good night.
Thank you. See you.